We'll just get rid of the names that are on there presently. Because who knows who's going to be showing up.
Can the stream hear us, or...
Stream should be able to hear us now. Obviously, give them a little while for people to get in.
I just pulled it up and I can hear you, so that's all good.
Great.
Okay. So what I'll do is I'm going to go actually manage the tournament and get some matches going. If you guys can do some like social media stuff so that I can retweet it while I'm doing that, that would be helpful.
That's the plan at the moment.
I can just link your channel, yeah? Okay, here we go, it's live. I just need to refresh my browser.
Sure, yeah. I'm gonna. I found something to retweet. Whoa, it says that Justin Wong is doing NYCalibur stuff?
That's awkward.
Huh, what's this? I don't know. Well, anyway.
Wow. Vancouver Street Battle.
Oh, a Canadian thing. I had no idea. Well, it looks like they're in Grand Finals, so maybe we'll get lucky.
Yeah.
Just gonna @, tournament players in the Discord if that's okay.
Yeah, do it. Use the tournament general channel. Keep people in there.
Ivy sucks. Thank you for the follow.
Oh, I already got a follow. Hello, Mecha. Mecha, you are the first person in the stream at the moment, so if you could just let me know if everything sounds okay. I should probably turn off my own notifications. That's no good.
Also, thank you, Slate Pariah, for the follow.
Ian, what about a Matcherino today?
Yeah.
No Matcherino today?
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to first get matches running on stream. Second, I'm going to see what I can do with Matcherino.
Okay. Because I still have commands that I can customize and stuff. So no Matcherino just yet, everybody, but relatively soon that will in fact be the case. Sorry, Mecha. That Matcherino is for a for a tournament long since past. No, I think this was like the former Boom League one that I think ended up closing. I think that's what ended up happening. But
that
hey,
old, huh?
buddy? Bunch of people in here already. Thanks very much, everybody, for coming into the impromptu stream. I'm going to be handling NYCalibur for today.
Yeah!
Hope everything sounds alright. Ian is going to be handling all the different things from behind the scenes, as is typical. I've got Stellar with me on commentary, so thanks very much for Stellar for joining us.
Yeah, I'm just here to talk.
Yeah, you guys will have to permit me a little bit of leeway, as typically when I'm doing commentary, I'm not also handling a variety of other things. Now, that being said, I do that for War of the Roses, but that's typically just like 4 people, so I don't have to alter the overlay all that often. So Stellar will presumably be doing a lot of the heavy lifting until we get into just a handful of matches left, and then everything will be A-okay. But it looks like we've already got people on the monitor.
Yep.
Oh yeah, stuff will go nice.
Here's the plan. First match, this is out of winners round 2. We're going to have Manta versus Dell.
Manta versus Dell. Voldo versus Zos. We will see who ends up being on which side. But yeah, Voldo versus Zos. I have no idea if Dell has, frankly, ever played against this character before.
And Dell's not a name you see too often nowadays. She frequently streamed back in the day.
Yeah.
Played a lot of Caliber. went on a bit of a hiatus, and now she's back.
Went on a bit of a college, so...
College, the ultimate hiatus.
Yeah, for some people it is.
The ultimate life hiatus. The ultimate life hiatus of getting one.
Yeah, we have a handful of people who joined this time around that don't normally join these kinds of things. Obviously, we still have like the typical ones. You have Incendiate, you have Nowo, Yoshi 6, Sly. A lot of the people that we typically see in these kinds of things. But then you also have people like Master CJ. You also have people like Enders J. Haven't heard from him in quite some time. And yeah, very excited to see some of the people who don't typically frequent these online tournaments coming around. I don't think any of them are playing their main character, but we'll see.
We do also have names like Vocal Evolution, Ron the Tryhard, Butterfly Joe, all names familiar in our most recent Boom League. Actually, a good number of Boom League people are in tonight. Even Noah.
Ooh, I should change up my thing for the bracket. That I can just do straight up. Yeah, last time I did this was number 60. Wow, there's only been that many since the last time I did this, huh? Okay, let's see if exclamation point bracket actually works now and gives the appropriate tournament.
Yep.
Let it do. Okay, great. And like I said, guys, just give it a little while for the Matcherino. We will handle that shortly. At the moment, the Matcherino command is not going to give you what you want, but I will make a big hubbub once it does.
I will too. We all will.
Every single one of us will make a gigantic hubbub all at the same time.
We'll not scream, but we'll make plenty of noise about it.
We'll twist and shout. We'll sputter and spin.
Maybe beg and plead, not sure yet.
A lot of noise and fury, ultimately signifying nothing.
I don't know, signifying the Matcherino, which is a lot of something, actually.
It's so much of a something.
Yeah. Yeah, that you know how much like McDonald's money goes into these tournaments every month?
How much McDonald's money goes into these tournaments every month?
A lot. Enough for like a couple servings of chicken nuggets, chicken tendies, a McChicken, what was it, the Whopper? No, Whopper.
We're
Whopper's
just struggling to remember what the McDonald's menu is like right now.
It has been such a long time since I've frequented either burger joint.
Presumably this is a button check, I'm not 100% sure. I was told to tell you that you're cool.
Oh yeah, let's go.
So just so you know, that is the case.
I am pretty cool, aren't I? Thank you, person who acknowledges my coolness.
I think that's Butterfly Joe.
Thank you, Butterfly Joe.
Let the power of my words sink.
But we'll just have to wait and see if this is a potential hand warmer, or if they're just going to go straight for each other's throats immediately.
Yeah, I honestly have no idea what this matchup is like. This leads me to believe this is a real match.
We're definitely going straight for their throat.
Alright, immediately
they warmed up
catching
earlier.
the GI.
Well, I imagine this is like a fascinating dynamic, depending on like what side Valdo is facing, either back turned or forward. Zasalamel generally being a character that is drawing people in with his scythe attacks, both horizontal and vertically, and Valdo known for like relatively good neutral mix-ups, along with like his close range mix-ups and 50-50s as well.
They're very similar type characters in the sense of guard damage oriented, mid-range oriented. Not necessarily the fastest characters in the world, but when they hit pretty hard.
We'll have to see how these matches tend to go.
That was so much damage. That was like 90 damage for that because it was counter hit. Holy hell! Oh no!
Oh, doesn't block the explosion low. Manta's kind of like running through this very quickly.
Yeah, throwing out a lot of Valdo gimmicks.
We'll just have to wait and see if she can get gimmicks herself started.
Oh, right, you can't super freak Zos's RE because it's 2 hits. I never thought about that interaction. That's funny.
Here we go. Back turn vortex. Op standard with a horizontal though.
Still not entirely sure of how to deal with some of the stance mix-up kind of stuff.
She's already in the red. Oh, not the place for reversal edge.
I think that's it.
Unfortunately, Voldo's soul attack is a break tech. And speaking of break attacks, doesn't quite know how to.
Yeah,
air control
not the easiest thing in the world. The second that Voldo is in Soul Charge and has a knockdown when you're in red guard gauge, I'm not sure it's possible to win, to be completely honest. There are so many force blocks within that Soul Charge, and the guard crush is inevitable.
You're definitely going to have to hope that you have the health bar to survive whatever guard break combo he has. We have Dell switching off to the T-Ray.
With all due respect, I don't think that the character Dell was playing was the problem. I feel like Zos was still the way to go there.
I mean, she could just be trying it out to experiment. Have
Sure,
some fun.
yeah.
No harm with that.
But if that's the case, then I feel like we should have just done that from the beginning.
But we are on one of the smaller stages horizontally in the game, where many characters generally have easier access to ring outs, be in the port stage.
Honestly, on a stage like this, you could argue that Tira should be the person who ends up playing defensively for the most part.
I'm looking for potential ring out opportunities like that.
Well, all right then. A tech to the side ends up
like
giving
kind of
Dell the first round.
I can see the future. Alright, we got a knockdown. Who just wakes up on, just steps on wake up. Alright, we got a conversion on the Manta's part.
You see
Full
immediately,
combo,
you're
back
seeing
damage.
Manta just kind of constantly sidestepping when we're at the ring, just to make sure that the same thing that happened in the first round doesn't happen again.
Better to take the damage from the horizontal rather than just dying immediately.
I appreciate the kill off of the wall. So it looks like Manta has just decided to contain his aggression to going through a lot of stances because, again...
Woo!
Oh, wait. Oh, okay, I was about to say,
Woo,
that's not
fun.
in Soul Charge, so
I like
that's
that.
not going to kill. That could have been very scary.
Manta very much being his patented Manta self, just kind of like doing shenanigans. And Manta's crawl. Oh, here we go. Backstroke.
Yeah, see, the stance stuff is really the thing that's going to be very killer. Again, Voldo's Soul Charge, not necessarily much of a mix-up type stance. You don't really have, like, a big-time low that you have to deal with, but it's endless amounts of pressure. I think that might actually be too far.
Ooh,
Yeah.
oh, unfortunate. That was a good read, but too far away.
Yeah, typically speaking, a whiff punish like that is going to be 100% successful because most characters push themselves forward as they bring out one of their hitboxes. Not Voldo, because he also swings back at the same time.
Here we go. Del has not managed to deal with Mantis crawl stance pressure.
Yeah, the stance mix-ups
too
overall have been the tail of the tape here. I think that's one of the reasons why I said that
More or
switching the character isn't really like the biggest thing in the world. It's just the fact that not understanding how to deal with a lot of the stance stuff makes this pretty killer. So it's going to be a quick set for Manta, getting him out of winners round 2, I think.
No, but GG's to both players. I like that Del was willing to switch between characters. Most people tend to stick to one character per bracket, so it's nice to see players pull out a variety out of their pockets.
So what was that final score, guys?
That was 2-0 for Manta.
2-0 for Manta. I assume we're gonna go down the list single file, or we're gonna skip like in between them.
You shouldn't pay attention to the bracket.
That's fair.
For purposes of stream matches.
How dare you pay attention to the bracket?
There's some kind of reference point. You gotta give me something.
No. We don't have to do anything. And we won't.
Rude. Especially after the Thanksgiving holiday and Black Friday.
Man,
Hope everybody had a good Thanksgiving.
that Thanksgiving was so bad for me. It was insane.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for the raids, Anakin.
I initially, before the Thanksgiving, and just let me know when another match is coming up, but before I was going to go to my sister's house for Thanksgiving, I was like, you know what, I'm not going to want to work out after a Thanksgiving meal. It's going to be way too heavy, so why don't I just do a small workout right now? But I also hadn't eaten that entire day because, I was about to have Thanksgiving, so it was going to be pretty heavy. And I did one set of my workout, and my body just shut down. I hadn't eaten anything in
that's bad.
12 hours or something like that.
Jeez,
And
don't do that.
I thought I was going to have a heart attack, I was going to pass out, I was going to die just in general, clammy sweat, my legs and arms, they were just having that fuzzy feeling asleep kind of feeling. It was terrible.
Oh yeah, that'll do that to you if your body's low on nutrition. Generally what I like to do is I like to have like a light meal right before my workout, just something to like have inside of me and just get my metabolism going.
So right now we're gonna have Ron the Tryhard versus Infectious.
Ooh, okay. So once again, we have another Zosalomo on screen. Ron the Tryhard, a teammate of mine, no bias here whatsoever, versus Infectious on Ivy. And once again, generally with this kind of matchup, Zosalomo being the character to kind of like pull their opponents into each other's faces, Ivy being like a pseudo zoner between like zoning and grappling.
Well, this is an actual match for this. For the beginning part, I just assumed this was like a button check, but I assume with those curses we're going to see the end of the first round. But of course, I was wrong before. I'll be wrong again.
Oh no! He just snipes him out when he's trying to get in.
Okay, Ron really needs to make sure that. Okay, good. He didn't end up punishing the 4-4-B, but sometimes a lot of players will end up overextending in order to get that last hit that they need for the round, and especially against a character like Ivy, which can be a very big pitfall for certain players.
I assume this matchup could be pretty annoying for Ivy, considering that Zosalomo is very good at like keeping the opponent close into his face, and Ivy not quite being the fastest character up close, but she does have like her slew of command throws, generally being a bit on the faster side or even unbreakable, which can be threatening as well.
Really seems
but
like
Zosalomo has ways to mitigate it.
It really seems like Infectious has gone with the idea of either doing 4-4-B or Reversal-S to try and deal with Ron in his face, and both of them have been an unmitigated disaster. I really feel like Infectious needs to come up with a different plan of defense as soon as he can. He ends up taking some bar and ends up going for a command grab, so perhaps this is the change that we're kind of hoping for Infectious. Yeah, okay.
Infectious, I don't think he was actually particularly looking to defend at all. I think he's just looking for these huge opportunities to do damage. That's generally how he rolls.
Well, a good offense is a good defense. It's certainly a lot better than doing like the reversal edge on RE safe moves / going for 4-4-B, which is just getting blocked.
Yeah, I think it was just a matter of like him trying to like find his moves and opportunities to begin his offense. And right now, it's paying well for him, because all he needs is like one more sliver, and there it is.
Alright, so a slew of command grabs ends up getting Infectious their first round. I don't know if that's going to be repeatable. It could certainly be.
Oh no, he just keeps shutting down his reversal edge option every time! Oh, and it whiffs! Alright, he's in his face. A lot of button pressing. Alright, we got plus range. What are they going to do? Both players off the move. Alright, we got a conversion off Ron, and good aerial attack from Ron to avoid the throw.
So many situations where Ron is effectively just allowing Infectious to hang themselves. And I really feel like, I know this isn't going to be the way that it goes, but I really feel like Infectious would do a lot better with playing it a little bit more farther away, trying to utilize some significantly better movement, and trying to keep Ron from getting into the pocket, which is like that mid-range where he's effectively able to whiff punish anything that Infectious tries to take a bet on, because that really seems to be the most of what's happening here.
Definitely make Ron do more of the disrespecting as opposed to Infectious, and like use your frame data to capitalize on those opportunities. But I expect nothing less from Ron, part of Team Raptors 8. No bias here whatsoever. As he proceeds to get 3 curses, I expect nothing less.
Are we actually going to
whiff punish from full screen, gets the lethal hit. Nothing less from a member of Team Raptors 8. No bias.
Decides not to use the 3 curses. It's kind of a shame. We ended up like not having to really use the curses at all. Now I say that, but then potentially this is going to be an issue. So. Oh no! Come on.
Ooh. Alright, sizable whiff punish. Just a fraction of health to do in the reversal edge, clutching it out.
Yeah, unfortunately,
unleashed.
Infectious's style of whiff a 2A into whiff a 2A into an RE did not end up panning out.
Alright. Are we getting close to the ring edge? Ooh, mix-up. Resets. I definitely like to see more big combo conversions and resets from Infectious.
Just it really seems like Infectious is very uncomfortable in basically every range where things are happening. Seems to be really freaking out when Ron is in his face as well. See, at this point, Ron can just kind of like play solidly and just allow Infectious to give him the opportunity for the round win. Ends up getting the tech trap
goes
into
for
a
the tech trap.
recycled curse. Definitely appreciate the fact that the free bar is being spent. And Ron's just going to try to play this very defensively. Yeah, makes sense.
And that was a very good call out. And on the zoning
Using
for
that
my
GI ended up putting him in yellow/red guard gauge. That could be the potential reason why he ends up losing this round. If he ends up losing the round at all... okay. Decides to match it out.
Disrespects after the two-way. That's what I was talking about earlier too. Just use your frame advantage wisely to get the most amount of damage that you can, as opposed to trying to force something.
Looks like Infectious's game plan is going to be all about that guard break.
A repeat once again of like the previous third round. Ooh, good GI recognition on Ron's part. All right, we got containment. Disrespect from Ron. More pokes. No punish.
Oh man, ever so slightly off on the... Man, Infectious got like 2 absolutely fantastic sidesteps and ends up like not getting him at all. That's a real shame.
Ron opting to buffer duck in response to Infectious just moving around. But he isn't red. Infectious could cash out on the guard break, but I definitely think he wants to... Oh no! He gets hit again because he used the move.
Doesn't even have to use the guard crush there.
Unfortunately, that's how this game works. Like, whenever you do a move, moves tend to counter hit retrack, or like you're extending your hurt box a bit forward, so you just get sucked right back into the move. Zasalamel definitely being one of the characters who is very well known for doing that to people. But GG's to both.
Cool.
Is it exclamation point Maturino time?
I think
maybe.
so?
Let's give it a
let's go.
try. Is it working? Is this the correct one? Looks to be all set, everybody. I think you can go into there. You got 50. I think you got like 49 codes remaining since that was just brand new. Yeah, that's
49 codes remaining for the Maturino. Exclamation point Maturino. Help the NYCalibur players receive the McDonald's, Burger King, if any fast food joint. Food that they also desire. Or, you know, they could just save it.
You could save
for,
it for healthier food, too, if you like.
No. It's all about the chicken. Chicken. This is the season of
Yeah,
birds.
there's one thing we know about chicken is that it cannot be prepared in any healthier way than how fast food does it. It's weird, right?
Yeah,
like,
baby.
it's so weird that was the only choice.
I mean, you do have grilled chicken. If you have like,
No.
grilled chicken, that's potentially.
I don't
like,
think
your
that's a preparation of chicken we've ever heard before in the NYCalibur community, and I doubt we will ever even come close to it.
savages. Grilled chicken is fantastic.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. So that whole thing happened with my workout, right? Then I went to my sister's house for Thanksgiving. My sister has 4 cats. I'm allergic to cats.
Oh yeah, let's go.
So even with medication, I could only be there for like a half hour before I was no longer able to be in the house without a tissue for like more than a minute. So very stuffy for the entire Thanksgiving like meal and everything.
Yeah.
Then on top of things, after that, the family had everybody leave with like a big old bag of Halloween candy because the kids had gotten so much Halloween candy this year. And so I spent the rest of the night just munching on Halloween candy, which ended up giving me a stomachache for the entire night. So from stem to stern, all of Thanksgiving, I was feeling awful physically in one way or another.
That's unfortunate, my friend.
The last one's definitely on me, but the other ones, yeah.
An unfortunate set of circumstances leading to your demise.
What are you gonna do?
Your Thanksgiving demise. My Thanksgiving was relatively well. A whole lot of food comas. Mama Stellar had her birthday recently, so I celebrated that as well.
Right.
Shoutouts to Mama Stellar. I wouldn't be here without her.
Shoutouts to Mama Stellar.
Shoutouts to Mama Stellar.
Yeah, we ended up having a birthday cake that had, I think it was like, we effectively pseudo-celebrated 4 different birthdays on Thanksgiving, mine included, and mine was, it was over a month ago at this point.
Heck yeah, let's go. Let's go birthdays and Thanksgiving holidays. Giving thanks.
I ended up not having any of the ice cream cake, because as I mentioned, I wasn't able to breathe.
Oh, that's a shame. Ice cream cake's great.
I think ice cream cake typically ends up being what I ended up doing. My sister was talking about how I forget who makes it, but there was a particular kind of ice cream cake that she would always get for every single one of her birthdays, ever since she was a child. And it turns out that the particular kind of ice cream cake that was being made is being discontinued, and nobody makes it anymore.
And who like distributed this ice cream cake?
I can't remember. Some sort of regional, kind of like grocery store kind of thing.
Ah, okay.
It's like a pseudo, you know, like Tasty Cake. It's kind of like that, except a little bit more like Central PA. She ended up she ended up going all the way to calling the corporate office to find out like where can I find this stuff still. And they were like, oh, here, let me look up all of our locations to see which one is like the closest that you can get to. Again, she lives in like Central PA, and
actually, she's taking for this story.
It turns out that the closest department store or the closest grocery store that still sells this kind of stuff is in like the southwest of the country.
Oh, that's at least like 6 hour plus drive. It's crazy.
Oh, it's a hell of a lot more than that, yeah.
But who might I ask?
Yeah.
Do we have joining us on stream
I don't
tonight?
know.
I think one or both of them are in the bathroom, but I'm trying to get Nowo and Ender's J on the stream.
Of
Okay.
course, bathroom.
Nowo versus Ender's J. Nowo plays a variety of different characters. We could see Valdo, we could see Mina. We don't really see the Mitsu all that often unless he specifically has to go against Yoshimitsu the Sixth or something like that. So I imagine it's going to be Mina and or Valdo. For Ender's J, I know the character that we're going to be seeing, and it is not Cervantes.
I hope it's Astaroth.
It is, in fact, Astaroth. I doubt that
Let's go.
care that I end up saying something like that now. But unless he straight up lied to me mere moments ago, in which case I'll be very upset, that will be the case. So I imagine I'm going to say Valdo versus Astaroth. That's who I'm going to say.
Or a gentleman's sword fight, Mitsurugi versus Mitsurugi.
Yeah, I doubt that that's going to be the case.
Okay, but where is he, though?
Oh, I don't know.
Yes, the bathroom. The
I'm
enemy
not
of
his
all
maid.
entertainment. The enemy of all streamed entertainment, the bathroom.
Yeah, Valdo versus Astaroth. I mean, every Astaroth matchup is effectively the same, right? There's a handful of things that you can do, but I always find talking about Astaroth matchups to be kind of impossible, considering the fact that more so than any other character, he's the character that relies most heavily on just straight-up reads.
Yeah.
He can make any matchup look absolutely unwinnable / unlosable, depending on if he's just right 3 times as opposed to 0.
It's like it's whether he's going to grab you or he grabs you. You know, either one of the two. Sometimes you're in standing position, sometimes you're in crouching position, and ever so rarely you're laying face down on the ground. Well, laying face down on the ground against certain situations. Generally, like his combos and like a ground splat, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, some sort of planking will be going on, assuming that Astaroth is successful in whatever he wants to do in his life.
And there's one thing we know about Astaroth: he does enjoy his planking. I'm sure he enjoys breaking the planks more so than planking.
You know what the real problem is? That I don't actually have like a substitute match in case he's just like completely unreachable.
You know, this reminds me of a time I spent in New York recently. I was going to play in bracket, but I was ever so called over for commentary. And just what I know, when I look at the bracket, I was paired against 2 particular players that I lost to, and now I just feel that this is a conspiracy to get me to commentate. I won't say any names of who. Of who?
Well,
Of who? Of whom?
Yeah.
Of whom? They know who they are. They know what they did. They know what they did.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Your guilty conscience has arised, huh?
Nah. Nah.
I mean, you sound pretty guilty to me. You can't pull the wool over my eyes. I know what you did. I know what you did.
Okay,
All
I got Enders to show up.
All a dastardly ploy. Anyway, aside from that dastardly ploy, we finally got the match going.
Is playing Survey? How rude. He told me that that wasn't going to be the case.
Maybe.
Boo.
Maybe. Man, it could be Nowo.
No, it's not. Man, that makes me upset.
Good. Here's your hubris for eating all that Halloween candy.
That doesn't have anything to do with my hubris.
Are you sure? Are you so
Existent or
sure?
not.
You know very well what Halloween candy does to a man, but you chose to give in to its temptation.
I mean, I guess I knew about some of the side effects. I didn't think it had anything to do with hubris. I guess this is just going to be the stage that we're going to see for the entire night.
I mean, it's a nice looking stage.
I hate
a
this
bit
stage.
dreary. A bit dreary, but the backgrounds are nice.
Yeah,
But we're
I
already
don't
going
like the
into
fact that the starting positions are a million miles away.
I'm not too fond of it either. But I enjoy seeing the stage. But Nowo, and a significant life lead. This stage is generally, I would say, scarier in the hands of Mina, just because of like her general wall carry.
You could
That she has on her
potentially
combo.
say that. Plus, he doesn't necessarily have like the walls to go off of all the time. Cervantes, that is. Overall, I would say that it's probably relatively even, just simply because these guys have similar. And I think that's gonna be a ring
it's
out.
in water.
Oh no, wait! It almost looked like he
not
was
quite.
gonna have a ring
Almost.
out had he not done anything at all. But I doubt that that was gonna be the case. And either way, Nowo is going to be taking an absolutely commanding lead in this second round. But okay, lethal hit for lethal hit. Let's see if this ends up. It's not going to do enough to even it out
Alright,
just
goes
yet.
to the Oki. Alright, we got up close interactions going. Throw broken. Counter hit.
Nice, that was perfect.
Ooh.
That was so perfect, in fact, that the amount of pushback that Mina has on 4A allowed her to get out of CE with punish range. So it ended up being nothing at all.
Uba help is dead. Ooh,
But yeah, overall, because both of these characters play pretty solid mid-rangey kind of stuff, I would imagine that both players are relatively okay, at least in terms of the size of what the stage is like, as opposed to an aggressive character like, say, for instance, mine, which very much despises a stage like this.
Well, most definitely. Right now, though, this round is definitely Ender's.
Not
count
actually,
it
I
up,
don't
right?
remember how much this actually does.
I'll say this is round closer.
Uh-oh.
I can't win
And
them all.
he's dead to, like, a lot of stuff. Okay, I was gonna say, I don't think he was dead to the 6A lethal hit. It would have been awfully close, but any CE would have been pretty bad.
I respect the ankle tap. Or no on the life lead, opting to go in. Alright, now we got Mina Soul Charge beginning to run the mix-up game.
Could potentially go off of the wall. You can see, it
There
stole
we
bar
go.
in between the string. That was such a big
Good
deal.
lay on the ground. Opts to go for a throw on wake up. Luckily, Nowo doesn't break.
I wonder if he's
Alright,
going
this
to try to
one-
go off of the wall. Man, the fact that Endress's
There's a lot to
last
fight
bar
through.
ended up getting stolen is such a big deal right now.
There's a lot to fight through. Alright, now he has significantly less to fight through. Alright, now he has a lot to fight through again.
Okay, you have to be right,
Oh,
and
ooh,
right
good
he
pass.
was.
There
Okay.
we go. Excellent.
Still going to
Excellent
be at a
forward.
meter deficit for the last
Excellent.
round, but significantly more manageable now. I wonder if Enders is going to start throwing in a lot more 3Bs, because clearly Noah has a propensity for ducking, and it's not like the block punish that you're going to be dealing with from Mina is going to be all that large. It's probably the biggest weakness the character has.
Alright, this is a good round for Enders, using throws to catch step. Alright,
Wow,
good
did he?
sidestep.
No, it was a run counter. Okay, I was going to say, did he just punish 4-4B with 3B? How did you do that? Ooh, gets it. He also got the
Counter.
gunshot lethal,
Good
not that it's
face.
going to matter.
Here we go, the round is his.
Enders J is going to take the first game.
Didn't even get a chance to use his last bit of bar.
Yeah, pretty solid comeback. The second that one bar got clipped from Mina Soul Charge Full Crouch 1KK, I really thought that it was over, because just the sheer amount of resources that he was going to have to bust through, but he ended up getting, like, I mean, I guess it's one of the powers of Cervantes, is the fact that you only have to be right so many times. If you end up getting, like, a 3B as a whiff punishment, then it's going to be huge. And it's a pretty distinct
Definitely.
difference between how we ended up seeing, like, Infectious playing against Ron, where Infectious did get 2 or 3 really good sidesteps up close, but basically didn't get anything out of it. Meanwhile, Enders is able to sidestep and actually get, like, a full-fledged punish on some of this kind of stuff. And that damage matters. That's a pretty distinct difference.
It was definitely risky to double dip into the 1Bs at that last particular round of his. I think that was definitely the turning point that Enders needed to close out the set. Especially considering you can forward tech the 1B and sidestep the second one if he tries to double dip.
Yeah.
I definitely think the play there was to just like get your conversion and chill out with your life lead and look for another opportunity, because Cervantes, not being the character known too well for like opening you up outside of, you know, like the strike throw mixes to get significant damage. And what I generally mean by strike throw is, you know, throw mid.
Yeah,
Strike throw is something used, a term
curious
used
to
in
know
other games.
whether Nowo is going to be going with a different character. It looks like he picked up a different stage instead.
I think Mina's a fantastic character to use. He just needs to make the adaptations.
Yeah, for a tournament like this, if you feel more comfortable going for a different character, I think it's,
Stage
it's
change.
fine.
And a stage change was also nice.
Probably Noah is appreciative of the fact that he's on P1. For one, Andrus J doesn't have the ability to move back and be able to do Cervantes off the wall type stuff, and also he has a better ring out position.
Yep.
You know, we're going to have to play significantly more compact. Andrus got a lot of sidesteps and was able to capitalize off of some of these whip punish opportunities. And he's going to have to play it a little bit more close to the chest, I think. Woohoo, okay.
Alright, just as I thought he was playing a bit more close to the chest, as you saying, he lifts a move like that. Ender's being
no punish.
It's moving around in his face.
Noah having a tough time
good
keeping up with some of the movement that Enders is going with, and yeah, some of these whip punishes, I mean, Cervantes' whip punishment is really no joke.
Definitely flustered from the amount of movement Enders is displaying in his face.
Which is kind of surprising. I mean, you know, when I think of these two characters, who has the better sidestep, I'm definitely not thinking Cervantes, right?
I generally thought these two characters had very strong sidesteps, that there really isn't too much
I was under the
of a
impression
really.
Mina and Huang had sidesteps of a caliber of their own, really.
I always thought Cervantes' sidestep was impressive as well.
Yeah, maybe it is. I never really saw it when I was playing the character, but maybe.
It is impressive. There are actually like a few situations where like Cervantes is the only character that can sidestep. Well, you know, before Huang came out. A lot of those like particular sidestep matchup strings being displayed against like Raphael, but for outside of this matchup,
I think that's gonna be
that
it.
should close the round. Mina being the average 80 damage critical edge.
Oh. Can
Alright,
Enders pull something like this off? This would be pretty spectacular. Noah just has to... Noah is overextending a little bit. Doesn't have to go this far into it. Enders clearly... Yeah, you can tell from the 2A plus Bs, Enders is clearly just going for like, okay, if he gives me a 2A plus B lethal hit, hell, I'm back in it. But otherwise, I'm just going to go for the guard damage. Working with like a handful of non-committal type K2s.
Alright, here we go.
the duck.
The momentum is... No, jumps the
wow.
combo. Alright, goes straight into the combo again. Doesn't help to spend the bar either.
Yeah, wants to try and keep it for the last round, that way he's not in disparity. But man, imagine being correct basically 2.5 times in a round and it's over. I guess you don't have to imagine that.
It's pretty nice.
Oh no! Oh, thank
Yeah,
God!
yours.
Jesus Christ!
That was almost his loss.
Oh
That was
boy!
almost his loss. Thank goodness he didn't just fly
That
off the
was...
wreckage.
I bet like he was just like, oh well, he's out anyway. But at least it was actually like deserved. You know what I mean? Like at least like. 6-6A into 6-6A is a little bit eye-rolly, but it's not like, oh, I was wrong about my execution,
crazy.
therefore I lost the entire round.
That was a crazy situation to be in too. Like 6-6A just being able to like duck under the throw even after like his opponent guarding one is pretty nuts. Well, Enders could have gone for like any number of extra moves, but Mina also just has auto GS as well. To like counteract Ash's on guard.
Why didn't Mina's 4K lethal hit end up working when he jumped over the 2A? I guess I don't actually know what the condition is.
Lows. It has to be lows.
Has to
that
be
is a
specifically
special
lows, not spec. Okay.
Yep, specifically lows.
So it's it was definitely a bait on like the inevitable K2.
Oh, this is
man,
round.
he's been right so many times in that 3B. And again, Enders is going to feel significantly more comfortable going for that 3B simply because the block punishment from Mina is really not that fantastic.
Definitely. All he has to do is watch out for Noel stepping on his timing.
This has become all a game of K2 or 3B. Normally it's grab and 3B from Enders, but notice we haven't really seen many grabs at all from Enders this entire time.
Yeah, the low poke, honestly, a lot of the pokes are significantly less risky, and they've been like doing wonders for him Like, look at Nomo's health. He's at a significant life deficit just from like eating Rose the whole time.
You can kind of tell also that, like, yeah, that's basically the max punish. Is that in time?
Oh, here we go.
There it is, okay. Getting up into a 2-0 round lead in the last game.
Psycho Crusher. That'll be the rat.
But yeah, I guess it's also typically because, you know, Nowo is fantastic with regards to his twitch ducking and always getting a good duck punish. You don't even need to get the lethal hit, but if you do, obviously that's a pretty big game. And so maybe he feels less comfortable going for that sort of thing. Oh, he actually gets to go off the wall, nice.
Wall.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Just eat that on the ground and then just finish it up.
Just stand around, build up your resources, find your opportunities where you can. And this is fantastic. Oh, I was hoping you'd go for the third one. Alright, there we go. No stepping on it.
Wow, Tech 4 2A, gee whiz.
Alright, he's at the way. Oh, okay. Okay, he gets it.
Both players basically dead to almost anything.
Steals
the bar.
Like step CE.
Yeah, the stealing of the bar definitely destroyed all of Novo's comeback potential there, and Enders ends up taking it over probably one of the favorites to win the whole tournament.
Good on Enders. Excellent display. Excellent display from both players.
Yeah, that was our first match in the winners' quarters. Some of the other winners' quarters matches, you have Incendiate and Ron, you have Lucian and Manta, Yoshi 6 and Sly Tiger. We'll see who we have up next.
Actually, might want to take a minute to,
Exclamation point match arena?
Well, yeah, but also I kind of want to kick this, the VM I'm using for the stream.
Gotcha.
Like, that is a very large number. Yeah. Can we take a quick break? Couple of minutes? We could talk about the match arena. We could keep talking about JJJ's Thanksgiving either way.
Somebody's asking, what does Mina do about 1-1K? 1-1K is punishable. Mina does have a wall-rising I-12 punish for a knockdown, so...
That's fantastic.
Yeah, it seems relatively okay, as long as you just, like, you know, if you want to take the guess. I guess the real issue is the fact that there were so many K2s and 1-1Ks that were very difficult for Mina to deal with, just because Noah was wrong so many times, and obviously the handful of times where he did attempt to block it, he ate a 3B. And 3B is obvious, I mean, who really cares about a K2 or a 1-1K or what have you? So that was really the issue.
It definitely wasn't quite sure where to, like, place his defense against the slew of low pokes he was receiving those last few previous rounds.
Saying that Cervantes looks like he stinks, and Ron saying Cervantes is a pirate, he doesn't shower. It's also important to note he's dead. So it's a rotting corpse. So I imagine it's going to be tough for anybody.
Might not be rotting. Not all undead people in media are rotting.
I think that biologically you have to.
Stink. But he probably does stink. Actually, a lot of characters in the game probably stink.
Yeah, but again, he's the dead one, so I feel like that's going to be the worst smell that you could possibly have.
Who knows? Maybe he's supercharged by Soul Edge, you know, on a cellular level.
Well, he doesn't have it.
Like Marvel superhero
He hasn't had Soul Edge in decades, I don't think.
Yeah, but he's still walking around as a corpse, so he has to be supercharged by something.
No, I don't actually think it was decades. I think it was less than that, but it was something. Actually, yeah. How much time was it between the end of Soul Edge and the beginning of SoulCalibur? I think about it. I don't actually.
Well, it's also important to note that there was that bit of a time skip in SE5. Let's assume that we're talking about all the way to SE5 being canon. That's definitely decades.
Oh. But he was already dead at the beginning of SoulCalibur 1/6.
Right. Yeah.
And just like what Chad is saying, Malfestation can stop your decomposition, but it can't stop your bad BO.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, how much of a percentage of decomposition does one need to have in order to start to stink? Even if it was stopping at 1%, that's still going to be pretty bad, basically, for the rest of time. And also, are we really looking at Cervantes the way he is here, in some of these costumes versus what he looked like in like the original NYCalibur, and saying that the composition stopped, in which case you're wrong. There's no way that's true. Cervantes in like the original NYCalibur and Soul Blade frankly looks fine. he looks like a regular character. Here he literally looks like, you know, a Pirates of the Caribbean guy when you see him in the moonlight or whatever.
I mean, he's still got skin and meat on him. He's not a skeleton.
How do you know it's skin? You haven't felt it.
Well, how do you know it's not skin? You haven't
Because
felt it either.
because I felt it.
No, you haven't.
You don't know that.
Jay, you were busy eating Halloween candy and dying to cat hair. I doubt you had the time to feel him.
I've been in this community for longer than Cervantes has been dead. And throughout that whole time, you think I never got an opportunity to look at the inside of his skin?
You know, Jay, that is a lot of Halloween candy. You want to talk about this?
Yeah, it's a
you want
pretty
to
big
talk about
bag.
You want to talk about this long years of Halloween candy you've been consuming?
No, I don't.
Because that's not good. That's no good.
All I'm saying is, I think it's reasonable to believe that out of all the potential factors that Cervantes has for stinking more than most of the cast, it's probably the fact that he's a corpse. You're not going to convince me otherwise.
Personally, I was
that's
just
not the
going to give
main
it the fact that he's a pirate.
No, the fact that he's a pirate is basically a null-sum game. I really feel like 99% it's the fact that he's a corpse.
You're really going to make me go out of my way to make, like, a stink tier list for this game, aren't you?
I mean, you can do whatever the goddamn shit you want, dude. I don't care. I know what's right.
Do you, though?
Yeah.
Are you going to say that as you held your Halloween candy and got sick overnight?
Yeah, I mean, it was Halloween candy and I ate it. That's what you're supposed to do with Halloween candy.
In spite of it causing massive side effects to you.
I mean,
didn't
good
have to
things
eat it.
happen to good people. Good things happen to bad people. It's just, things happen all the time, and it's up to us to register whether they are good or bad. The concept of morality as to what could have happened versus what should have happened, NYCalibur, Halloween candy, or otherwise, is based purely on the perspective of each individual, right? If you take a look at a rock, if you were not there, the rock isn't classified as a rock. A rock is simply a rock. It doesn't have its own sense of identity. We input the concept of a rock into the vacuum of what it is. Things don't actually have any sort of good, bad, morality, whatever, unless we actually decide to label it like that. Morality isn't some matter of perspective. Morality is simply a noun.
So what you're saying is Cervantes' corpse isn't decomposing, is what I'm getting.
Cervantes' corpse is stinky because it's a corpse. It has very little to do with his profession. It has very little to do about the time in which he, quote-unquote, lived. It's predominantly because he's a corpse.
2B smells like WD-40.
Well, I would
Hey,
assume
Jay.
that a futuristic robot like that wouldn't smell at all, but I don't know.
Jay, I need you to do something for me.
I'm available to do exactly 2 different things.
Uh-oh. It may be one. It may be a third thing.
No, I've laid down the ground rules.
All right. Give me a second.
No,
to
he
see if
has
I
to
can
finagle
frame
how to make 3
this
things
thing
into 2
in the
things.
format of the other 2 things.
You ever see that movie Apollo 13
Yes.
with Tom Hanks? It's like that scene where it's like, all right, we need to get this, which is like, you know, like a cylinder, like fit into the hole for this, which is a square. It's like using nothing but that. So we got to figure this out.
It is kind of like that, yeah.
That just makes me think of that one viral internet video where you have a gentleman just fitting everything in the square hole, and then you just have like this. You just have this lady just like watching him do it, hoping that he would put them in the proper holes, but everything just goes in the square hole.
Jay, I need you to open that browser source and the properties for it, and then like close it so that it reloads.
Okay. Nothing changed in terms of the URL?
No, I made sure the URL is the same.
Okay, well, typically when this happens, I have to remove one letter, and then it doesn't work.
Oh, okay.
And then
do
I
that.
put back the letter, and then it does work.
Yeah.
Let's see if that functions. Okay.
Great. Fantastic.
Seems to be copacetic. Sorry for the brief break, everybody. We're talking about Cervantes' stinky corpse just so that we could have the Parsec server get a little bit of time to itself. Give it a chance to breathe. The next time that we do that, I'm in the middle of a Risk of Rain 2 run, so you guys could just watch me play that.
Give it a chance to enjoy its Thanksgiving.
I'm not particularly great at Risk of Rain, but you know how it goes. I think I talked about it before, ! Matcherino. Still have plenty of codes to go by. The command should be working in the chat as we speak.
As I type Naturino. Sorry, there we go. I'm good at it. I'm good at this stuff.
So, the next match up will be Incendiate versus Ron the Tryhard.
Okay, Incendiate versus Ron the Tryhard.
Sorry for the brief break, people, but I think it'll be worth it.
It's all good as long as we get this tournament running. Get it going.
Yeah, it's running. We're going.
Yeah, it seems to be going fine.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
Because currently we are at Winners Quarters finals.
Yeah, Winners Quarters, I believe.
Yep. Listen,
Loose
I'll
brackets
give a
moving along
brief
nicely.
lesson. Sometimes when you rent computers, other people are using the computers, so you want to try and like keep making new computers until you find one that the people aren't using, and then you get lucky sometimes.
Oh, it was one
And
of those.
I take it you haven't gotten lucky.
I think this one might be luckier than the other one. We'll just put it that
see.
way. It looks better. Alright, looks like Ron is getting on now. That's great.
Alright, so we could potentially see any number of characters.
this looks much
From
better.
Incendiate side, we could see
I imagine
Jean-Claude,
it's X
maybe
versus...
Errol,
Yeah, it might even be X versus Yoshi.
and then on Ron's side, like you said, Yoshimitsu or Zasalomo. I know Ron particularly isn't a fan of Zasalomo and the Jean-Claude, so there's a good chance we may see Yoshi.
Well, maybe it just feels like today's Azaz Day.
And as per Ron fashion, not listening to the captain's orders. Aha, yeah, that's what I thought.
What kind of notes and information did you have for him when we played against each other?
None whatsoever.
Oh, nothing?
None whatsoever. I did say a couple things verbally. That was about it. Did no taking this time around whatsoever.
I'm curious as to what everybody's impression has been for their takeaways when they were playing against me, because I've been killing in the Boom League so far. I'm very surprised, and I don't know how long it's going to take before somebody realizes that I should not be doing this well in an online thing.
Oh, you can't sell anybody short in this environment. Can't sell anybody short. All we have left in this community are just excellent players.
Surprised that we're seeing a matchup like this. Wow, what a whip punish.
Yeah, it's a repeat of, like, earlier. Ron going through the Ivy Gauntlet. Kind of like what Pheromontous just had to go through the other week.
Yeah, I guess it's just kind of... I don't know if he's happy about that or irritated.
Ooh, good whip punish.
I don't know why Incendiate decided to go with Ivy. I was under the impression... Everybody in the Discord that shall not be named completely lied to me about which characters they were going to be playing today.
Because they knew. Alright, here we go.
Ooh, guess the tech trap.
Alright,
Is that
get the
out?
tech trap.
No, it's not.
No,
Right, you guess
arrow
you get
people
nothing
back.
on that tech trap, huh?
Incendiate doing a good job with the zoning, but Ron definitely getting the higher damage exchanges.
I don't know the input for
both
that
have
move,
been
but what
traded.
is that Zost move that he uses to get in from a real far away? It's like a spray.
2-2 B plus K.
Ah, yeah. Seems to
The
be like a
one where
very difficult thing
The
for
like
Ivy to
the
deal
like
with.
judo kick, the like judo kick lunge.
Yeah.
That ends with like the side stab. Yeah,
Yeah, the
2-2
old
B plus.
judo side. Oh, does he see? Oh, okay, he does. He ends up spending his bar. Decides to back off yet again. I kind of like it. He really only needs chip damage, but that's going to
Yeah,
end up doing.
no,
No, it's
oh,
not.
it didn't close the round.
Oh my god.
Oh!
No.
Okay.
Okay. He
Somebody
only has a
close calls.
small amount of,
read.
No, now he can't win off the chip
Ooh.
damage. Yeah, he spent too
Yeah,
much
that's
time.
over.
The second he got hit by the 6-6A, he could no longer win via chip damage, so that was real rough. He ended up sinking a lot of resources into that, but that being said, Ivy builds up meter very quickly, especially if you get things like full crouch 1B. Looks like Incendiate's going to try and play this very super slowly.
And now here goes 1/3 of Incendiate's health, but protects the break attack. Ducks under the high, we got Christmas trees.
Okay, no sidestep on the B hold.
Oh no, he didn't sidestep the vertical. Caught him. And this should be the round.
Ron is really aiming pretty heavily for some like the biggest damage options that he could possibly obtain. You know, the 6BB lethal hits, you know, the lethal hits all around, I guess.
Here we go. Alright, we got back turn Oki. Guess we're on the back turn Oki.
Well, the last two hits of that combo did no damage at all. Yeah, these 6BBs have not been working out for him. I guess Ron is just used to dealing with characters that can't punish it even if he's dead wrong about it.
No, but he's doing a fantastic job punishing 6-6 from both Infectious and Incendiate. Alright, the game begins now. He has one curse on him.
You have one curse working for him so far.
Alright, we got Oki.
Incendiate's decided to continue playing this kind of style of being very, very super slow. The one thing that he has going in his favor is that despite the fact that he lost a full bar on that first round, the issue of that has been kind of mitigated almost in its entirety. Now, how is he going to whip punish this? Ooh, nice. He gets a 2-2A, goes for the max damage. I like this a lot. Is he dead?
Yep, he's definitely dead. This does a lot. Boosh.
Yeah, the fact that we basically didn't see Ron use any meter at all until that CE, that seems kind of odd, really just kind of goes to show that, like, the meter that Incendiate used in the first round, although it was a bit of a gamble, ended up being not that big of a deal at all, because Ron didn't really use the meter advantage that he had until it was already, you know, Incendiate had basically already fully recovered it.
That was a good.
Is that what he was looking for in the first place? On the first CE? Maybe.
There's a good chance he was. Because now he gets a curse. He gets a bit of leeway in the Oki. Catches his mash. Will he spend the curse?
I guess that's one way to punish somebody for using a lot of their meter.
Yeah, that's a good chunk of damage too. He's already halfway through a second bar on Ron's end. He just needs to close out this round, and he practically almost has 2 bars to contest with Incendiate.
Alright, so we're basically going to have full meter for everybody by the end of this round. It's all going to come down to who uses it better. We've seen good uses of meter from both players, we've seen really bad uses of meter from both players.
We're currently right now Incendiate in the lead.
Oh no,
doing
is that out?
The range game, I think this should be it.
Gee whiz, man, that's 6BB, huh? The
Just like you were saying,
6BB whiff into low grab has been the tail of that entire game.
Yeah, it definitely has been killing him. And for Ron's sake, he better pick up on it.
Yeah, I feel like he just is just, I can't tell if it's just the fact that he's misspacing it, or if he doesn't have the time for that appropriate whiff punish in the first place. Boy, thank God we got this stage again.
I think it's a bit of both. It's a bit of both. He definitely wants to use that to try and fish for the lethal hit.
Yeah.
It's just, it definitely has not been working out for him.
Yeah, I just don't know if he's being ambitious with it, or if it's just poorly executed or poorly timed.
The less he uses it, the better he's been doing. But he's been doing so much better, like, doing the typical Zasamol game plan of, like, containing step, dragging his opponent into his face. Like, right here, he's got the lead completely. Granted, like, one throw could, like, make the difference, or, like, one lethal hit.
Oh no, he expected the lethal hit to happen, and then when it didn't happen, he gave Incendiate just enough time to get, like, a full launcher punish.
There it is again.
See, this is the big problem, it's the fact that, like, every 6BB that gets, that ends up whiffing is a pretty big deal, so, like, not getting the timing, not getting the spacing on this kind of stuff is pretty killer.
Just one curse read from Zossmal could be it. Okay, doesn't block the sweep this time. Incendiate going for a reset. Or we got guard pressure.
He just ends up going for the full meter extension. Oh no, he does.
What a psychic!
But yeah, the 214B was definitely so that Incendiate could get a full bar. I guess that's really the game plan, is that Ivy can build meter faster than Zoss can.
Ron is so good at ducking these 2-2Ks from Incendiate.
Yeah, shades of SE4. Health bars just exchanging back and forth between these two players.
very close rounds by each. Alright, he's on 2 curses. 2 curses.
Ooh,
Significant. This
backstep
is
while rising
significant
D, is
for
that
punish
it?
the shoot the end. Yeah, that's it.
I don't know. These walls can be weird. Yeah, the walls are weird.
I just had to say something.
He's got 2 curses. Oh no, he overextended a bit too much.
We got Oki. What's the mix? He opts to lay on the ground.
He does have 2 curses on him, so he is basically dead to
They
most
both
things.
practically have 2 bars, so they can spend the meter if they want to.
Really kind of wish he didn't
Okay,
spend his
he got
2
a
curses
punish.
there, but okay, I really appreciate this meter usage. Yeah, it's going to force Incendiate to spend his, for sure.
Yep. Defensive soul charge. Alright, now he's at the ideal range. His guard gauge is in red.
6B
Alright,
on whiff into
6B.
6B. That's a pretty big deal, because Zos is also in guard trouble, and especially on a stage like this, that could end in a ring out pretty quickly. Nice duck.
Ooh, good duck.
That was very important. Speaking of
Close
good
range
ducks,
pressure, and like Incendiate, has been very good at ducking these kick strings that Ron has been wanting to do, because all these kicks can begin in highs, and he just full crouch 1Bs them and gets a full launch.
well, it really seems like these guys are just kind of trading back and
Oh,
forth
gotcha, yeah.
to getting
Okay,
oh,
you're just
man, very close.
Excuse me?
There you go.
There we go.
One good turn deserves another, I guess. So
That's
does Incendiate get the
You
opportunity
better-
to spend
you
meter?
better
He
give
does.
Ron.
Okay.
You better give Ron the lethal hit game, or so help me.
Oh, trying to
Alright,
move in
gets
between the
hit.
string.
Oh,
What?
not
What was that supposed to be?
Probably 2-2 B plus K. You know,
Yeah, I guess so.
the approaching judo kicks into the cycle. For lack of better words on how exactly to describe it. Alright, there's lethal hit. No, doesn't get the combo. Ooh, here we go, another lethal hit. Alright,
Oh, is he
ring
out?
out?
No, he's not, okay.
Oh, doesn't opt to try for the ring out. Instead, we got a sizable amount of damage. Jeez,
Why is he getting hit by 6AA so much?
whole lot of moving around.
He's blocking the first hit and then he's and he's getting hit by the other
There we go,
hits.
judo kicks.
Nice duck
Alright,
on the AA.
he's
Gee
ducking
whiz.
the AA.
That's a pretty big game. So it's all about Incendiate being able to find an opportunity to spend his free bar here. Is he gonna get an opportunity to do so? He's not gonna get.
I
He's
think
not
he
gonna try.
just wants to make it.
Okay, there.
Okay,
it
there
is.
we go. Just as I say it, I'm sure he heard.
Oh, Ron,
Alright, good
please
flash.
don't overextend. If you overextend, that's the perfect way to lose in these situations. There you go.
There
Okay,
we go.
Good whip punish.
Amazing whip punish.
These whip punishes have been pretty great. The second he stopped using 6BB, it's really worked out pretty well for him.
That move has a fantastic amount of range.
Yeah, it's basically the whole point is for like this character and this character alone. Decides to be the first one to spend bar. That's kind of a big deal.
Alright, Ron definitely overextending at this point. It takes like a good 1/3 of his life bar for it.
But he does have a lot of meter to make up for it. Kind of surprised we're
Now
not
would
seeing
be
a soul charge.
now would be the time to use it. Now would definitely be the time for Ron to use it.
Zos's are weird moves about spending their meter. I guess I feel like Zos Soul Charge isn't good. I feel like it's pretty okay. Oh,
I feel like it's
oh my
fantastic.
god, the wall hit could have been
Zos Soul Charge
could have
is
been a
nuts.
killer. Good break.
Oh, Ron's just refusing to spend the meter.
See, at this point, it's like it's pointless to even have
Okay,
two
the
bars
curse.
because you're only going to need one for the rest of the round.
He's got the curse. This curse is all he needs to get like significant
Oh
damage.
my god, is
Ooh,
it finally
lethal hit.
happening? Have we
Alright,
done
what do
it?
we got here?
Is it here?
Okay, he doesn't tech. Good. If he teched, he was dead.
Yeah. Okay,
Alright,
so
there we
now
go.
he gets
We
to
got
be
the
in
meter
Soul
used.
Charge with CE backup. Deciding not to use the rest of the
Okay,
string.
Ron is
Ron
just backing off. Like he's
Oh, he
everything.
thought
Oh
60
yes,
was gonna be
that
in
was
there,
sick.
but not so
that was
much.
so sick. That was so sick. Oh, what an amazing thread of the needle on like the spacing with that.
So this is always the difficult thing with dealing with Incendiate, is that you got used to the pace that a match can be like when you're playing against Ivy, and then you switches to a character like Shanghua, which is radically different, and it's sometimes, especially if it's a first to one like we have here, this is a very difficult thing to get used to as quickly as you need to.
Alright, we got Zhang Hua with her patented Soul Calibur. Soul Calibur. Now this will be interesting. We'll see if Ron will be able to make the adaptations on the fly immediately, or if he's just going to fall apart. Our first blood goes to Incendiate. Amazing space from Ron. He gets like a full 1/3 health combo, but it drops! This is Zhanghua.
A drop for drop. Thank God we're actually seeing a different stage for this tournament so far. So it's gonna be about being able to play the lame game against a character like Zhanghua, huh? Getting some good punishes here.
Some block punish, finally.
Oh, fantastic whiff punish. Kind of cutting it off slightly short. What's the point of GIing that if it's going to be -14? Oh, gets a fantastic actual punish. That's huge.
Going to lead into Oki.
Oh man, is that going to be the game?
It's
not so far. Oh, he gets the counter hit, and that's enough.
Oh,
Gee whiz, that counter hit combo.
That's unfortunate. I thought he was going to go for like a mix reset. Because he had the curses spend to make either one of his mix-up options safe.
Yeah, he went with a little bit of like a frame trappy kind of thing. I don't know if that really works on Parsec all that often. Got two curses, spends them immediately. Good punish. Oh, okay punish, I guess. Cindy wants to try and use that wall. Ron is the person who gets to use it instead.
This is a lot of damage.
Okay, uses the curses
lay on the ground.
0.7 damage. Oh boy, we've seen Cindy do this before. Okay, that 2A is a man. Oh man, that's pretty risky stuff to be completely honest. I mean, obviously it's Zhanghua, so everything is risky, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like Ron overextends when he only needs like one hit left, and it can kind of spell his doom.
I think the 2A was fair. The 2A was going to kill, and he did have the health if like Incendiate had the read on him.
Yeah, I guess I just kind of assumed that Incendiate was going to be going for a crouch grab.
All right.
So almost for half of it. Okay, Ron has basically picked him apart, and I think that's going to do it. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
One round away from sending Incendiate to losers, the favorite to win the tournament.
Alright, now we just got to see how both these players are going to play out this round. Ron's defense against Zhanghua has been fantastic.
Yeah, this in-close sidestepping has been spelling wonders so far. Incendiate needs to figure a way around that. On top of the fact that Ron's the one who's been getting a lot of wall pressure, and Incendiate really hasn't gotten jack.
Ron's sitting on 2 bars as well. He just kind of has to whittle him down. Even one critical edge can spell doom for Incendiate at this point.
Yeah, or just the 2 curses. He could even spend this entire round just trying to get guard trouble on Incendiate. There's a variety of ways to go about it.
The way he's playing, he definitely doesn't want that. He'd rather have that, and this is going to do more damage because he's sitting on 2 curses. The more curse bubbles your opponent has, the more damage this critical edge will do.
I don't think I actually knew that.
Yep. Yeah, the bubble gets bigger.
Oh no! The one
round.
Is he dead? I think he is.
You can't afford the duck.
That's yellow.
That's like the most damage Zhanghua can get.
Yeah, that's just enough. But hey, Ron has 2 full bar to Incendiate's nothing. So, you know.
He just has to keep up the solid defense that he was displaying earlier.
Yeah, those 2A peppers, those micro sidesteps, all that stuff was very fantastic when Incendiate was supposed to be in the driver's seat with a character like this.
Alright, wall pressure. Doesn't get the wall splat.
Okay, decides to spend the bar immediately. I like this a lot. Even if virtually nothing happens. Okay, well, a little bit more than this has to happen. Okay, there you go.
Ooh, okay, yeah, that was worth it. He's got some damage.
Duck.
Oh, good duck.
That's huge just in terms of like the meter that he's getting as well. Oh my god.
He just has to build to that bar. He just needs to build to that bar.
He basically has at this point.
Both characters sitting on their win conditions. Oh, okay.
I don't think 2-2B gives him the bar just yet, but here we go. He's got 2 curses now. Make that 3. Doesn't really matter how many curses at this point.
The storm. He's weathering the storm right now, hoping to get this last bar meter that he needs.
Dash forward is going to be enough. Okay, Ron ends up taking it over Incendiate.
What happened? Oh, he just caught him walking.
Yeah, the run counters.
Caught him walking backwards.
A lot of those 2As, a lot of those micro sidesteps when Incendiate was in the pocket with Zhanghua was more than enough. I kind of had mentioned it's difficult to adapt from such a massively defensive game plan as Ivy to a massively aggressive game plan as X from Ron's perspective. But he was able to do it with grace. I mean, it was very impressive to go that quickly back and forth on the pendulum.
He definitely looked prepared. Like his defense against Zhanghua was excellent. Like you were saying, he peppered the 2As and the pokes in the correct spots to get counter hits.
Getting those side
A lot
steps
of wall pressure.
into curses was a pretty big deal too.
Indeed.
So yeah, Ron's going to be playing against the winner of Lucian versus Manta. Enters Jay, waiting in winners against the winner of Sly and Yoshi 6.
Looks like we're gonna get Lucian versus Mantha next.
Hey, let's go.
By the way, still 42 codes remaining on the match arena. Let's get it to at least some sort of sizable thing that we can typically have.
Ladies and gentlemen, exclamation point Matcherino! Just like what Jay says, we have some 40-odd codes left. That's free money that you can put in the pot. All you have to do is redeem the code.
Yeah, it even has a watermark.
Offer these players a bit of cash for their pockets for playing tonight. And for our entertainment as well.
Really do appreciate it, folks. It helps keep these events
It's always
alive.
appreciated.
Retold.
Oh yeah, yes. Manta versus Vocal Evolution. Which I'm expecting to see Waldo and Amy.
That
'Cause
would be
Lucian
what
has
I
one
would
thing
guess
with
as
Amy.
well. Special congrats to Lucian for voicing that character in Guilty Gear, whose name escapes me at the moment.
Sin
Then
Kisk.
Kisuke. Is it Kisk or Kisuke?
It's I don't know why it's pronounced this way, but when the announcer pronounces it, it's Kisk.
Well, like, Arc System announcers have always had, like, bizarre pronunciations. As someone who's played, like, the Blaze Blue franchise since, like, the first one, that announcer could not get consistent pronunciations whatsoever. You have, like,
I'm pretty
Logna, the
sure-
Blood Edge, and Jin Keist Logi.
That's true, but I think that in 2 games with the character select announcers, they've been consistent.
Oh,
Had
really?
It was Kisk and Exerd, and I think it was also
Really?
Kisk and Strive.
Really? Really?
Then again, I'm also thinking of when they say Kai Kisk, so that might actually be different. Who knows?
Just sounds like Kai Kiss.
Kai Kisk.
Kai Kiss. Kai Kiss Dizzy.
I always said Kiske.
I always say Kisuke. We have our players setting up our buttons right now. Manta going for his patented Votto. Opting to go with... I'm not sure what to call those weapons. I don't even know the name of those weapons.
Manos and Anos.
Is that actually the name?
Yep.
Okay.
I mean, the default ones are, yeah.
Oh, these aren't the default. Are these the default ones?
No,
I
that's
don't
not the
think they were.
default.
Pretty
But
sure
those
they were.
are Voldo's... those are the names for Voldo's weapons.
I personally prefer the kitty cat claws.
Rare. But okay. Voldo versus Amy. This matchup's weird, in my opinion. I
As
believe it
with
to be
any
about...
matchup against Voldo.
What's that?
As with a lot of matchups against Voldo, it is
Sure.
generally weird.
Yeah, Voldo versus Amy is very difficult for both characters in a lot of ways. Amy has a variety of ways that you can take advantage of the fact that Voldo's minus 12 block punishment is about as bad as it gets. He doesn't have a whole lot of options to deal with, well, basically situations like this, where Amy is just putting you in standing resets over and over again. That can be very difficult for Voldo to deal with. On the other side of things, the fact that Amy relies so heavily on Oki, especially to get like roses and stuff, and Voldo basically eliminates that simply by being Voldo, can be very tough for Amy to continue pressure the moment Voldo gets on the ground. So,
Yeah, with him back rolling on the ground,
yeah,
right?
it's very big back and forth kind of stuff. Wow,
Yeah.
immense guard damage
And
right off the bat. but
building
getting
up
3
guard
red roses
damage.
so far. Jump A, I'm sure he meant to do that.
But Lucian's almost ascended, he just needs one more.
Yeah, the problem is this guard damage. Oh boy, that's pretty killer. Now, normally I would say getting 3 red roses in the first round is pretty good. It's just the fact that your guard gauge is already pretty gross, and getting a GI is certainly no better. But okay, so this is one main thing that I'm not sure Lucian's going to be taking advantage of or not. So rolling on the ground is obviously pretty difficult for Amy to deal with, right? Except she has that move now, 4BB, which suddenly becomes a very difficult thing for Voldo to feel comfortable going for the typical back roll that you end up seeing a lot, because it's minus 12, which means that Voldo isn't going to be punishing it all that heavily, and it's something that you can just try to jam in a lot of these spots where typically you don't have any option to try and...
I do like what Manta is doing here, though. He's definitely leaning heavily into the strong guard gauge game. He recognized earlier that in the previous round, Lucian did not have the roses he needed to ascend and do unlock a lot of the moveset that typically enemy players wanted. So he opted to use that to stagger his offense and provide a whole lot of guard damage, which he can begin to bank out now. Alright, let the soul charge get off of me.
Lucian going for the reversal edge. Oh my god, he's in the air. That's going to do so much damage. Never go in the air, guys. Boy howdy, that's a bad idea. Oh man.
I wish Nightmare did that much damage.
He does. And he does more than that.
Nah.
But okay, that guard damage has kind of been mitigated at this point, because yeah, it's still present, but Voldo might have to use that as like a comeback at this point. Yeah, getting more guard damage, yeah, it's definitely still ever present. But especially if we're in a stage position like this, you're really not going to be seeing more than just getting like more guard damage into a potential wall combo. Like, it's not going to solidify a round.
I don't quite anticipate like another back to B plus K air hit like that to happen again anytime soon.
Ever? I bet it'll happen at some point.
I don't anticipate it happening anytime soon in the set. But right now, man, ooh, good mid parry.
Yeah, it's very, very solid. You're not going to get any Oki. That's not even necessarily a Voldo thing. Oh wow, being very aggressive. Gets a 4B plus K. Is he going to get a punish? He gets some sort of a punish. Did you press? Ooh! The old mid parry K stand K combo ends up taking the first game for Lucian, never having to deal with that guard crush. Man, what a mid parry. Lucian is getting I always typically tell Amy players, using 4AA is not really great when your opponent's at the wall, because, it's -4, and that becomes a bigger deal if you don't also have the pushback to try and make it even safer. And the fact that he's being so aggressive post 4AA on hit when Voldo's at the wall, and yet it's still being so successful is kind of crazy.
We got 1 rose gained on Lucian's head. Sorry about he's the one being pressured. Whoa, ooh, good sidestep. A bit of an awkward combo. Oh, awkward again. Manta just like being in the air a lot.
Yeah, awkward stuff just kind of in general. Being in the air against Amy, especially no rose Amy, is honestly a pretty good idea. So you don't really get any kind of air conversions like basically everybody else in the cast does.
3A and the 3A will close the round.
Ooh, not respecting 3A. No punish on 4A either, gross.
What would be Voldo's crouch punish from that?
For 4A?
Yeah, for 4A.
How slow is wall rising B again?
It's like I-24 or 6.
Oh, it's 24, okay.
Yeah, it's relatively slow. Generally used to like whiff punish like a whiff tie, as opposed to like a block punish.
Yeah, I imagine his -20 punish should be something sizable.
Probably full crouch 3B.
Ooh, doesn't get any punish on the whiff rose throw.
Oh, he's getting peppered by the mids. Alright, is it gonna happen again? No! Again! Again,
did he try to backstep there? I'm not sure.
2A. He tried the 2A.
Ooh, that is not a good idea.
No, you gotta respect that, especially in Soul Charge.
I mean, just as long as you're doing like, stand A, you should be okay.
That was the second time the set that, like, Amaral spin Soul Charge A into back to B plus K has 1 Lucian in the round.
Yeah.
Alright, we got a conversion on Mance's end.
Lucian
Have to go
making
for the Soul
quick work of this second game. Soul Charge versus Soul Charge. No duck on that non-jailing high, but 6BB is gonna put Lucian in a world of hurt. Yeah, you're gonna have to stay put when you're dealing with Voldo's Soul Charge. You're not gonna be able to move around all that often. It is just a pressure Soul Charge. You just have to simply weather the storm. Wow, that is Half-Life. Wow, that is more than Half-Life.
Alright, duck.
He does have a bar. Lucian making this mad weird right now. It's getting more and more meter.
Manta just opting to pepper pokes
Oh,
just to
interesting.
close out the round.
I honestly
as
don't know
safely as he
about a
can.
soul charge like this, but in the air, this is actually a situation where you can get a huge amount of damage into the force block. Just delays the force block hella.
One more poke from either player, and we'll close out the round. That was a very impressive round by Lucian.
Yeah, that was
Manta
pretty
did
scary.
take it. Manta did take it, but Lucian definitely made it scary for him.
And for a lot of these 4AA,
Oh, that jump they reached!
keep Manta honest.
All
Oh, I
right,
feel
Tobo.
like spending the bar there would have been a good idea. Yeah, that doesn't
Oh, he's
work
got
on
roll out,
Voldo. Have to use AMSKK in order to make it like a true thing that you have to get up for. I feel like spending meter, definitely spending meter on Lucian's side pretty quickly, I would imagine. You really have to
Especially with
spend meter
Carbon
pretty
Red.
quickly or else this Guard Crush is going to kill you.
It's definitely going to get him.
I
if he
really
doesn't
don't know
deal with
why
it.
we're just sitting here blocking all of this. That really didn't make any sense to
I
me at
believe
all, but
Lucian.
okay.
Don't worry, I believe in Lucian. He's got this. He's got
Manta
this. He's
doesn't
just
have any. Oh,
looking-
4BB
No,
would've connected.
again, he's in the air. Again, he was in the air, and it caused it to
Yeah,
be
but the
awkward.
4BB still
Did it
would've
should be the
connected,
guard
I
break?
think.
Okay, it wasn't the guard break. Didn't have the Yoki for it. Alright, will it happen again? Okay, actually guards it this time.
He got backstep into grab. What an interesting set of choices. Is he dead to the Oki here? He is!
He didn't block the load.
I don't know, man. I really feel like having to soul charge earlier would have made this a lot easier for Lucian.
He's probably looking for some kind of critical edge conversion.
But he had 2 bars. Like, he could have been looking for the critical edge conversion on top of being in soul charge so that you didn't have to deal with the guard crush from
could've.
Voldo's soul charge, you know?
He could have. I just assumed that's what he was looking for. Maybe not quite paying attention to how much meter he had, but
No.
it definitely looked like he was looking for a critical edge.
I've always found it difficult to use Amy's CE in that way, because the hitbox is very much pretty skinny.
Not super long.
Yeah.
Not super long either.
People like Lingors are able to use it pretty often, so, you know, perhaps it's just a player restriction on my part.
Alright, Lucian looking very dominant this round, already sitting on 2 roses.
Yeah, 2 roses, basically dead to another
Peppering with
4A.
pokes.
Now this is how
Chaining the stuff.
this is the kind of stuff that Voldo has a real tough time dealing with. Basically, the only thing that Voldo can do is just be correct a whole bunch. Yeah, trying to get like these post GIs, pretty good stuff there. That's basically it. The second that Voldo's on the ground, he's got a wealth of options to him. But if it's standing resets like this, man oh man, Voldo cannot contest with Amy in virtually any way. There's the 3rd rose, there's the 4th rose. This is
Alright,
all
here we
Lucian
go.
right now.
All ascended, gets a full bar meter.
Now he can't
gaining
even
good
roll on
growth.
the ground all that often.
Oh, no counter hit on the demon elbow.
Lucian having a tough time understanding where his range on his AAA is. Wow, minus 16 into 4 AA, cool beans. Yeah, 4BB is still going to
Okay.
connect there on
Working
that air
out.
hit. Trying to, you know, convert that in the
Ooh,
moment. is
no,
difficult.
doesn't get the duck punish. He's definitely looking for a throw on that duck punish.
There we
Wasn't
go. I
prepared.
like the soul charge back very, very much. That way you don't have to deal with the soul charge.
Alright, here we
That's
go.
gonna hit- No!
Oh!
Wow, these
Combo
2-2B
dropped.
conversions have been absolutely terrible.
Alright, there we go. For all the horizontals paying him well. He just needs one more horizontal.
He keeps assuming that Manta is going to be
There
dealing
we
with
go.
this 4AA, and he never does. He keeps, like, waiting to be like, surely Manta's going to try and block this 4AA this time around, and it's like, no. No, I'm not.
Useless. Good luck.
Goes for guard damage of his own. Be hilarious if Amy ends up getting a guard crush. Chances of seeing an Amy guard crush in a match of Soul Calibur 6 is basically slim to none.
Awesome.
Fortunately, it's
Alright.
time to end it.
For that,
Oh no.
with the slow charge. Alright,
That
aerial
was a
hit again.
counter
He's
hit,
doing
too.
more
This
damage.
is- wow. Yeah, blocks. B2B. Gets the counter hit. And
Alright, what's the
that's
mix?
not going to do it just yet.
Good break on the command throw. Backs to the wall. Bad situation for Manta. Oh, I'm surprised he didn't just finish the combo to close the round.
Yeah, probably just
Alright, good step.
didn't counter to
Yeah.
confirm it, but Lucian's gonna take it. Yeah, that game was definitely all Lucian. The second that Manta had to deal with just standing resets at neutral or Amy being +4 or 6 or something
Getting
like that,
peppered by
it was very
horizontals.
difficult for Manta to try and keep up.
Getting peppered by horizontal lows, horizontal mids, just stifling his movement.
Now, that isn't to say that Lucian didn't give him all the opportunities in the world by misconfirming 2-2B air hits / 2-2B normal hits basically every single time he hit a launcher.
No, that was definitely a fun one to watch. Both players making things awkward for each other.
It's an awkward set. I mean, Voldo, as you said at the beginning, Voldo makes it awkward for virtually everybody.
He's just like he's perpetually like in the air or just on the ground.
Yeah.
He's like I'm trying to think of some kind of land mammal that can do both.
Capybara.
Sure, we could go with that. Valdo's just a capybara now.
I don't think capybaras are airborne.
They can jump.
Not with that attitude.
So next up is going to be Yoshi 6 versus Sly Tiger.
So
Two people
Talon
that we've
versus
seen many a time before.
Yep. It's probably Talon versus Yoshi. You know, now that you mention capybaras, these don't look very, like, aerodynamic. But I guess not with that attitude, right?
This is what I'm saying.
You know, I have a hard time believing anything you say to me, especially with the stunt you pulled.
What?
You
That's
know
a
what you
good
did.
point, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
You might be talking about, like, another... I don't know.
You know what you did,
Like
Saban.
Halloween candy thing or something.
Well, I mean, it wasn't Halloween at the time. The only thing involving Halloween is you. Because you're the one with the Halloween candy, not me.
Yoshimitsu.
You know, I just picture Talon, like, going out trick-or-treating, and then she, like, knocks on Yoshi's door, and he just, like, comes answering the door dressed like this. How terrifying would that be? Just having, like, six sets of eyes, like, 2 on the chest, 2 on the shoulders, just, like, staring at you.
Warrior spirits are forged below the never-ending skies.
Alright, it's the first time we ended up getting, it's kind of funny to see, like,
The
the
water
desert
stage.
/ water stage as, like, a breath of fresh air.
Well, first blood goes to Sly Tiger. Alright, gets the punish on the 6K.
Yeah, I imagine this is a matchup that has been played out in a variety of different online / Parsec tournaments tons and tons of times.
Also, Ninja VS, thank you for the raid.
Oh wow, what an interesting... Looked like 4-4B on block into the jumping stance was something that Yoshi 6 was fully unprepared to deal with right at that moment.
This is definitely another, like, weird set of characters to watch. Both characters, like, being very aerodynamic.
Yeah, especially the Wind Princess.
Is she a princess? I thought she was just a priestess.
Yes, depending
Well-
on the time, it wouldn't be much of a difference between the two.
But right now is definitely looking like Sly Tiger's round
Oh,
again,
no.
unless he looks like that.
Okay,
That's
well,
exactly what Yoshi was
let's
looking
not
for.
forget about which character you're playing against, because Sly definitely has been in control for, you know, controlling the momentum for most of this match, but it is also important to remember that this is Yoshimitsu we're talking about.
Yeah, he was definitely asking it for it towards the ring edge. He had to, like, get out of there as soon as he could to mitigate that risk. But he's still staying strong this round. Playing very solid right now.
Looks like Sly is also kind of going for a little bit of guard damage on top of things. I feel like stage like this makes the matchup a little bit too quick for guard damage to really come into play, but I might be wrong. He's got a lot of meter that he could potentially
Ooh,
use.
he finally gets the
Never mind, he
unleashed
wasn't
lid.
going for guard damage at all, he was going
Earlier.
for this.
Yeah, he was looking for that earlier. But now he's finally got it into the soul attack setup. Okay, doesn't break the throw. Alright, what's the Oki guess? Just throw again. Sometimes it's all it
endlessly
takes.
repeatable Oki from Yoshi 6. Always difficult to deal with, but Sly still gets his bonus bar.
Ooh, that was a good weight. He could have gotten. Oh, he could have potentially gotten a wind cannon there.
And he ended up getting a sidestep caught after that 8B or 9B.
And his meter stolen.
Okay, that time Yoshi 6 was fully prepared for the situation after the jumping stance ended with him. Catching him, moving
Alright,
around.
oh, you can't step there. Yoshi is plus there.
Ooh, catches him again.
Alright,
Sly
this is looking
getting
to be
way
hit
too
round.
antsy. He's overall, Yoshi's just catching him counter hit on some of these advantageous positions over and over again.
Just looking for an opportunity to use the soul charge, but Yoshi's just not giving him a chance to use it.
Yeah, I appreciate the fact that Yoshi 6 ended up trying to make it really weird at the very end there. After he clearly assumed that run-up AA was going to kill. He didn't even think about potentially, like, confirming it or whatever.
Like the little trooper roll, the 4-4B plus K into the 4A Brave Edge, like the big spin. I definitely felt like that was the turning point for Yoshi 6. a good sizable chunk of damage into Oki that he needed to get the lead on Sly and close out the game.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
Okay, we're changing stages. This is probably pretty good. Still gonna have to deal with the ring outs from Yoshi 6, but nowhere near as much.
As we wait for the stage to render.
Don't forget exclamation point match arena.
As the stage renders, exclamation point match arena. Alright, we're finally getting into the match, and Yoshi 6 takes the life lead, leading into much Oki, much damage. Sly already lower than half health.
Wow, the 6B is actually a punish on the 3AB, huh? That's crazy.
Oh, okay, no sidestep and no punish on the second hit. Dangerous situation. You can't move or press there, especially.
Yeah, for the most part, Yoshi 6
6
is just taking advantage of Sly being very antsy. That seems to be like the tale of the tape so far, is the fact that like Yoshi 6 is just putting
Sly wants to
Sly
move a lot.
in positions at like pseudo close / mid range over and over again. It's just like I am specifically going to take a bet that you're going to press some sort of a button, whether it be an attack or a movement, and as long as you do that, then I'm going to get free damage, and that seems to be the case every time so far.
I think especially the movement. I think Sly just needs to like buckle down on the movement and just like pick and choose like his battles with his moves. Get a better sense of the timing and the rhythm that Yoshi 6 is presenting him.
It's okay punishing 6K, I appreciate that too. Yoshi 6 definitely seems wholeheartedly prepared, and again, just like keeping track of Sly, just constantly trying to press buttons, and he's catching them each and every time. This is becoming one of the most one-sided sets we've had so far.
Ooh, good sidestep. Alright, here we go, Dragonfly Oki.
This is pretty solid. I mean, this is just effectively going to force, like, a potential for Sly to just lose out the game in its entirety right here, right now.
Oh, no, it doesn't get the whip punish. Alright, this is just going to lead into more Oki.
Sly, I think, has to spin bar here, yeah.
Alright, just a bit of quiet. Oh, it doesn't get the sidestep! Alright.
Boy, oh boy. 6 round round.
Do it.
The battle is over. Show respect for the fallen.
Okay, Yoshi 6 really seemed to be very confident of just like putting Sly in certain spots where he felt like it was going to be simply too tempting to move around to try and catch a sidestep for a 2-2A or to press a particular button. And until Sly is able to try and calm down those situations and weather the storm that is Yoshi pressure, that's how the match is going to go.
And this puts us at our winners semifinals. Winners semifinals.
Winter Semu.
Right now. Winners Semu.
The Winter Semu.
Winter Semu.
All right. Winners
Ron the Tryhard.
semifinals. We're in top 8 now, folks. We're gonna have Ron the Tryhard versus Vocal Evolution. After that, we're gonna see Ender's J versus Yoshi 6. And then, still cleaning up losers, but by the time both those matches are over, we should have some, the other side of top 8 all straightened out. But for now, since the match-arena is looking pretty thin, why don't we talk about that for a little bit?
Exclamation point Matcherino? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, exclamation point Matcherino in the chat. Where are we at right now? So far, we have.
I think it's like $3.
we do have $3, which is better than.
Sorry, I do have a little bit of a smaller audience than Arturo Sanchez.
Well, actually, Jay, you know, one of the things that actually does work really well is having the browser shown to show like people what they can do and how to do it. Although, I mean, you sort of expect that everybody on your stream already knows about Matcherino, but it may not be true. There could be people who are just
yes
never seen it before.
What do you mean, the browser?
Yeah, you take your web browser, you go to the Matcherino page, and then you display that on your.
Oh,
OBS.
actually demonstrate hitting claim code?
Yeah, you show them. Here's how
mean.
much we have. Here's the claim code button. You just click that. And you show them all the other. Oh, I have no quest attached to this. Do I? No, I do have quests attached to this.
Oh,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
Hey, we solved it.
So yeah,
That was quick.
Show people doing that stuff. But it looks like the match is going right now, so maybe not. Maybe we'll do that later.
Yeah, I'm seeing if I can potentially come up with it in the future.
No, they're just going straight into it. First blood going to Ron the Tryhard. Hey, ignore the names on screen. This is Ron the Tryhard versus Vocal Evolution. For right now, it's just a small exchange of pokes back and forth. Ooh, good GI on the part of Ron. No, he gets counter hit by the A, but Lucian wasn't expecting the A to hit. And these two are just poking each other out right now. Alright, finally gets a rose on Lucian's end. Lucian, I respect that. Backing off from the ledge. Mitigate that reverse ring out game that Zasalamo has. Oh, tries to go for a rose, but Ron doesn't get the punish.
Pretty big deal.
Fortunately recovers and crouching. But he's a big opportunity for damage on Ron's part. Oh no, doesn't take the 2A plus B. Alright, we're at 2 roses on Lucian. Good retreat.
Yeah, it seems to be at least the way that Ron played against me the last time I played against him, which is just to disrespect the Oki on Amy's Wake Up as often as it can, because it has, especially with that move, and especially it has the added bonus of putting Zos in the air, which makes it difficult for even if Lucian were to appropriately time an attack, it wouldn't allow him to get like a full combo slash rose.
Lucian definitely isn't prepared on some of these rose conversions, because there are a couple times where he
he's
got
having a tough time with the whole 2-2B conversions and 3B conversions. It's kind of
3B
weird.
as well.
Jump
He's
back,
gonna use ooh, dangerous.
Yeah,
Dangerous
I
situation to move around
don't know
in.
so much about that.
Especially if you're trying to fight Zasalamo there. Tried to go for a launch near the ring edge and gets rung out for his trouble. Finally gets his roses.
Yeah, he does. He loses out on the bonus bar, though.
Ooh, double curse. No aerial control to avoid that.
It is important to note that a lot of what Zos ends up doing in a spot like this is
Demon elbow misses.
putting the opponent at slight frame advantage, but like in his face. Amy does pretty well against that, especially with 6SP.
Unfortunately,
Yeah. Ron was starting out this round very aggressive, just like pelting him with moves and buttons, but Lucian finally getting
There
his
it
ground. And finally,
Yeah, the 6SP
pushing
is like a
back.
real killer for a
Advantage is.
matchup like this. It doesn't get hit by like the auto GI that Zos likes to do. Can really take advantage of the frame advantage that Zos tends to put you at. That's the auto GI that I was talking about, which is why 4AA can be especially scary. And it decides to reverse the stage
Alright,
position. It
+10.
makes sense to me. Yeah, you're not going to get the full combo there. Ron looked like he actually hard sidestepped at -14, which is quite a choice to make.
These disrespects on Ron ends are doing wonders for him right now. And takes the round because of it.
Yeah, it takes the whole game. The stage seemed to really help him out with a double ring out. So I don't know what we're going to get on a stage like this. Probably about the same.
Bigger stage though, but a bit more space to move around it.
Yeah, 6XP can really help out in like in the short range against Zos. Really something that Ron would really have to respect. Plus, it can get you a rose slash a massive amount of damage once you have roses. But getting roses is the real killer. It's the fact that like it took more than 2 rounds before Lucian was able to get that the last game. And if you spent that much time just trying to get roses, you're going to have a bad time.
Yep. And Ron's definitely making it difficult to get roses. He knows. He knows well enough.
Yeah, in that case, you're going to have to start doing a lot more like 3As and 4As
There we
and
go.
stuff like that.
Mitigating
But,
the roses.
One horizontal is definitely
Rotating.
not going to be enough for basically anybody to start respecting, a 1B slash 3B mix. Lucian is getting what I typically like to call being rose blind, where he's just forcing mixes in order to get his roses to such a degree that it becomes well too obvious like what he's trying to go for.
Hey, there we go. We got 2.
Yeah, you just need to double that, which cost him like a full round last time.
Alright, plus 12. Gets the free curse.
Very scary
tries
stuff.
to
I appreciate the
counter
fact that
your
you just
1K.
tried to like hard sidestep there to try and get out of that stage positioning.
Alright, good reversal edge. Reversal edge did close out the previous round, so Ron hasn't been using these reversal edge to good effect.
Oh,
Probably
boy, he doesn't
4
respect that
roses
at all.
because of
So
respect.
that's a pretty big deal. He ends up getting his full rose set and ties up the rounds. He's got a lot of meter that he can use. Nice
Yep.
crouch on
Crouch under
him.
the high.
It's a shame he didn't get anywhere near the amount of damage that he could have. These counter hit
Alright.
confirms have been pretty bad for Lucian. I feel like overall, both this game and the previous game we saw him in were that was potentially the killer.
Mashes 4-6B at -8.
Lucian has the bar. Both have the bar, really, but I think Lucian needs to spend it a little bit more.
Ron's just
These
doing small pokes here and there. Well, a little bit too late, I feel, to spend the bar, but might as well.
It certainly still would have been possible. Yeah, it was certainly still
Better than nothing
possible.
because you get the free one.
A 2A plus B there into a GI. A lot of interesting choices on Lucian's part.
Or just concerned about getting his frames disrespected by Ron, which Ron has been on point at doing. Because anytime he's gone for a big read, it's been paying out for him.
Unfortunately, it's time.
Alright, finally Soul Charge, get off of me.
Yeah, immediately decides to back up. Makes a lot of sense to me. Yep, and very, very
Oh,
good non-jailing
yeah.
high that you can end up doing a 4-6B into there. Ooh, ends up stealing the bar. That's a pretty big deal.
Curious what it was. Probably Critical Edge, because the startup's a bit slower.
Yeah, I thought it was a 4-6B, but that ends up taking it. And Ron makes it, yeah, again, pretty one-sided. These winter semis have been pretty either one side or the other, huh?
Yeah. And I assume our next round is probably going to be Yoshi 6 and Ender's J.
Correct. If Enders didn't fall asleep.
Or go to the bathroom. Or both.
I think it's mostly the sleeper's J is back.
Yep.
When I thought he was going to the bathroom before, he was in fact falling asleep in his chair. So
Yeah, he has been, I think he has been awake for more than one full calendar day at this point.
Excellent.
Trying to see if I have this set up correctly. I feel like I don't. Is this showing what I hope it's showing? No, it's not.
What are you hoping to show?
The match arena.
what you could do. So, like, you could either put a browser source up with the Maturino in it, or...
Yeah, that's what it was just showing.
It was?
Yeah.
Welcome to
That
the
was-
stage.
I wasn't actually looking at the Discord window, or the stream window.
It's probably because this browser source was created before the Maturino window was created, and maybe that's why it's not showing up as a potential in the dropdown.
I
But
just changed
unfortunately,
the...
that kind of stuff is what you get for a last-minute stream.
Mm-hmm. That's totally reasonable and fair. So anyway, the Maturino, I'm going to type it in chat. Folks, there's plenty of codes left. If you're watching, you can totally just click the blue claim code button on the right side of the page, and it will add money to the prize pool. There's a bunch of other quests that you can do from G Fuel, Power A, other various partners that we have on Maturino, and it would be really awesome if you did some or any of them. We'd really appreciate any amount of money you might want to contribute, or just your attention via using the sponsor quests on the right-hand side. Appreciate it.
Always appreciated.
It looks like we got Ender's J versus Yoshi 6 coming on up.
Fair to say Ender's on the left and Yoshi on the right.
I'll be irritated if that ends up not being the case.
They decided to do that just to mess with you.
It wouldn't be the first, second, or third time.
Yep.
But,
so it's Team ELE. Yoshi
yes.
6.
But yeah, this is a pseudo rematch. I think they've had rematches since then, but I believe it was like Summer Jam that these two actually played offline. It was one of Yoshi 6's like first, maybe potentially like first offlines, where he ended up beating Ender's J in pools. And then
It was Summer Jam 2 years ago, right? It
2
wasn't this
full
year.
years ago. Gee whiz.
Yeah, well, this was 2021 that you're talking about. if
Yeah, I
recall
guess so.
correctly.
And Enders was able to bring it back. I think that was the only time that they've played against each other offline. They have since probably played at least once or twice online.
Oh, that was a crazy sidestep on Yoshi 6's part,
Yeah.
giving him the life lead. Alright, counter hits him on the timing. Alright, Ender's beginning the spacing game. That generally happens in this matchup.
One of the things that I've heard Enders and a handful of other people talk about with regards to frustrations dealing with Yoshi 6 is that he plays so radically different than other Yoshi players. You kind of expect that the Yoshi player is to be doing things, and Yoshi 6, for the most part, is significantly lamer kind of Yoshi style that is kind of unexpected, so you end up forcing yourself into situations. It's weird.
Definitely a more reserved Yoshi, looking for more punish opportunities.
Yeah, huge amounts of damage,
Like
a hell of a
Yoshi.
lot of confidence on Yoshi 6's part so far.
Ooh, but Enders is starting to bring this back. One good read. Can do it. Either 3B or throw read, which Enders is building up to.
That was a really good job. That was a really solid comeback where he ended up just trying to take advantage of what we were talking about before, where Yoshi 6 was playing incredibly lame, significantly more reserved, where he just wanted to, rather than try and take a bet from mid-range, where Cervantes is a little bit, more well-situated, Yoshi 6 was doing a lot of like the walk and block kind of setups, and so he ends up just catching him with a 6BB counter hit that solidifies him his first round.
Ooh, well, these Yoshi 6 has been landing a bunch of these uppercut launchers in this round.
I feel like Enderstay has to spend some bar here. But maybe he doesn't. Maybe he's just going to AA and
Yep, he's looking.
K2
Yep,
himself.
that's what he was looking for. That's exactly what he was looking for, the critical edge.
Yeah, very impressive to try and pull something like that off. It's not like Cervantes CE is the fastest thing in the world, so I'm always impressed by up-close CE whip punishes like that. That's an endless, boundless confidence in your sidestep being effective.
There's a good amount of speed, sitting at 16 frames, which is like average across the cast.
Oh, is he out?
No, if he does the right combo. Okay, he did the right combo.
Had to sink a lot of bar into that. But he still has the potential for a reverse ring out in this very round. Who's going to get a huge amount of meter here?
Oh, this is so advantageous for him right now. He has him on the ground. Good roll on the ground. Alright, here we go. We're playing the game again. Alright, hops out of the game with his soul charge. Alright, here we go. 3B. Alright, there we go. Guard pressure.
Okay, wow, Enders J being very weird right now. He's got another bar on top of this as well. If he can get out of this situation without dealing with some of the Oki, and he does. But Oki is awfully frame tight, so I'm kind of surprised that Yoshi 6 didn't go for something that was frame tight there.
Not quite fast enough on the full crouch 3K.
Boy. Man, he tried to make the situation as weird as he could with that jump kick, and Enders was simply not having it. He didn't have any problems with the confirm. And another very solid comeback from Enders J. That seems to be what he's been doing in this tournament so far, huh?
This is the true power of Sleepers J.
Where he's reached absolute zen.
Exactly.
As one with the universe, one with the ocean. Flows like water. Also getting put into Oki like water. Well, we have seen significant comebacks from Enders before, from these, like, dominating rounds from Yoshi 6. So we'll see how this pans out. Alright, we get the back throw punish.
Yeah, some of these side steps from Enders have been really insane in this entire tournament so far. Gets a huge amount of damage on all of them.
And Yoshi 6, impeccable with his timing on the 2-2B, so he's just belting them out whenever he can. And there we go. What an amazing read, but he was in the air, so it drops.
Oh, nice sidestep on top of things. Still not dead. Oh, man. Yoshi just decided to, like, wing it with with maximum effort to potentially get a reverse ring out. Doesn't end up panning out.
Alright, go Wade making a whiff on the GI.
Yeah, Enders' defense has been pretty immaculate. When he's right, he punishes hard. Which is exactly what you want from Cervantes. He actually gets the full combo this time
right there. Oh, and catches the flea! He tried the raw flea to the low.
6B on whiff and the carne asada.
Yeah, this was looking very dominant for Enders. He just has Yoshi 6's timing.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of the movement that he's been getting, a lot of the punishes have been pretty immense. catching the run-up blocks with grabs.
Yoshi 6 is just flustered now. He's afraid to do much.
Well, he ends up sidestepping to
He's
give
trying to
himself a
get the ring
fantastic
position.
position here. Is he dead? Oh, he
Yes,
might be.
he's dead. He's dead.
God, this character's so fair.
Don't worry, he needs it.
Okay, 2 bars. You just have to make sure that you're not going to get lethal hit. Boy, the BB would have lethal hit.
BD or the 2-2-way. Alright, we got guard pressure.
Oh yeah, I wonder if that's how he's going to try to solidify the last move. Gonna have to deal with a bit of a meter disparity. 326 getting
Pressure
his
through the
run-up
wall.
block punished time and time again.
Oh, this is
Very
dangerous.
nice. Oh, he doesn't get a combo though
Oh,
because it was one of
too
those
hard.
bad breaks. That's a pretty huge
one
deal.
critical edge. One critical edge route away and he could get it.
Yeah, but now he's knocked down. He's got infinite amounts of Oki. How is he going to get out of this? He ends up just rolling on the ground, and he does, in fact, get the CE, as you were talking about.
Punish
Which is
lands.
100% right. Man, Yoshi 6 never, in the entire set, went for a 3B. He never once went for something that would potentially catch roll, so good eye on Enders. Just noting that Yoshi 6 effectively went to, like, Yomi level 2 to 3 over and over again right from the get-go, and never once considered that Enders was going to go with Yomi level 1 and just roll away.
And that moves Enders on into winners finals against Round the Tryhard.
So, over in loser's side of top 8, we've got TR Gold Yorha versus Incendiate. And in the other side, Sly Tiger versus Nowo. So, a classic NYC matchup and a team kill.
Oh, Noah is
Very
ELE
nice.
as well, okay.
Yep.
You'll have to remind me of that.
That's,
But who are we going to have next on stream?
it's going to be TR Gold Yorha versus Incendiate.
Okay. So TR Gold Yorha, both having a 2B and a Geralt as well.
Mm-hmm.
Along
I feel
with
like it's really
Incendiate.
tough because Incendiate plays both. I mean, he plays a lot of the cast. He doesn't have anywhere near the amount of S ranks that I do, but his S ranks are actually the characters that he plays.
Yep, he does have those characters as well, as you mentioned.
There's no way that's how you spell Incendiate. Why am I
Oh, you're right.
blanking? That's correct?
No, that's correct.
That's correct.
God,
Yeah.
that doesn't look right to me at all, but okay, I'll take your guys' word for it.
Incendante.
That's what I was looking at him like, boy, I really muddled this word up. Just really didn't look right to me for some reason.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
But okay, it's going to be really difficult because obviously Incendiate knows both 2B and Geralt. So in a way, he is more comfortable with Geralt. Like, he probably knows Geralt more than he knows 2B, which would lead me to believe that Gold Yorha should go with 2B rather than Geralt. But also on the same side, 2B is significantly less solid than Geralt, just as a character, meaning that if you really know the gimmicks and the ins and outs, especially with 2B's really poor poking frame data, then that really is a killer to try and be successful. It's kind of like Maxi, right? Where if you know a lot about the character, suddenly the pressure and your ability to stay safe in a lot of positions is kind of taken out. Of course, I have to change the names.
Ah, but what if TR Gold Yorha is on Zhonghua? Haha!
Jay, one of these days we're gonna
Yeah.
sit down and set you up with scoreboard edit.
Yeah, but you know, for one, it doesn't take me very much time, and for two,
Yeah.
I do this so infrequently.
I know. It's just nice to have it in your back pocket
Yeah.
for the War of the Roses, you know, occasional things.
You think you can keep up?
Come on, let's do this.
I do appreciate you stepping in, though.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Dude just throws after getting hit by 3A. Alright, so Incendiate's already establishing just like this very aggressive playstyle just to suffocate Yorha, drag him towards the wall, and just close his round as fast as he can. Yorha definitely looking a bit lost on what to do.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
but he
he's
does get a wall split.
I think he knows what to do. It's just like he can't do his regular game plan all the time against Incendiate's overwhelming pressure. Then again,
I mean,
I'm not
they're
sure what
like
the
a couple of
adaptation is.
times.
Yeah.
There are like a couple of times he would like try to bust out a move, but seemed like it wasn't quite the move that he wanted. But Incendiate is kind of just like overwhelming aggression is just like
Exactly.
just closing this out very quickly.
I've played against Yorha's Geralt a few times, and he's very patient, but with Zhanghua in your face, it's very hard to maintain that kind of patience, and even if you do, you might still get poked to death.
Not so much Zhanghua as it is Incendiate, because Incendiate does have like a very strong understanding of like Yorha's defensive timing right now, but Yorha finally displaying some strong defensive read, only to get like counter hit GI'd as well.
Yeah. Counter
All
read.
right, guaranteed setup into the critical edge. We're going to get Oki.
You can't.
The Oki should not kill as long as he gets up and guards.
Yeah.
All right, he just needs to spend some meter here. Don't just sit on your bars of meter. No, Yorha. Very quick 3-0 from Incendiate.
Yeah. The meter could have gone better, but he was screwed at pretty much either way. He could have soul charged there. That would have been much better.
And they're both opting to remain on the stage.
Staying in the forest.
All right, finally, we're
Momentum, maybe.
finally seeing some sense of momentum.
There we go. All right.
Second kick landed.
Staying in charge.
These two guys are swinging for the hills. All right, Incendiate, low, mid. Got his back to the wall. Oh no, doesn't get the whip punish. Oh, good counter hit. Conversion, mix up. Good
You
recognition.
can fit that in there on. Wow.
Yep.
Rude.
You can fit a lot of stuff in there. Ooh, nice.
Sorry about
Nice
that.
stagger pressure.
I am
problem,
back.
Jay.
Did I miss the first game?
You did.
Yes.
Okay.
It was a 3-0 for Incendiate.
You got it. Like I said, Geralt, obviously a character that Incendiate is intimately familiar with.
I think the issue here is that Yorha is trying to defend too much with highs, and Incendiate's just been using a lot of tech crouch moves to like stuff them out.
And it's just the fact that,
Just causing.
Geralt literally just hit like 3 or 4 times, but it's with like things like 2As and 3As. So not only is it not enough damage to condition Incendiate out of what he was initially thinking about doing, it's also not particularly strong frame-wise either. So,
It's not, but like
that's
Yorha
a hit combo? Ugh.
hasn't even like been using 2A too often to try to like counter hit Incendiate. He's been trying to AA, but Incendiate just ducks under the high every time.
We're doing that thing where Incendiate stops like actually playing the game and it's just like wasting time. I hate it when he does this. Yeah,
Alright,
get him,
around.
Gold Yorha.
Well, he
Yes.
died for it.
Yeah,
There
he
you go.
should. I'm an inch away. Like, if I see Incendiate actually do this in tournament, I'm literally gonna boo. I'm gonna boo in his face.
Goes for the low mix-up after the...
It's a good punish, okay. Good Yorha bringing this back.
Ooh, alright.
Yeah,
Doesn't
see,
get
these are the moves that do enough damage to where it might actually affect what Incendiate's trying to do. Goes into Soul Charge almost specifically to bait Gold Yorha into doing anti-Soul Charge Geralt stuff. Yeah, that should be it.
Oh... You might live?
He might. He is dead to the
I'm gonna
Oki.
go for a bite.
Oh wow, actually that didn't do anywhere near as much damage as I thought.
Okay, ain't gonna kill.
He even got to be run. He should really Soul Charge. Gold Yorha has no reason to have 2 bars here. It's important to remember that Bubble is punishable by Zhanghua.
No,
can't
he's
just
fighting too
art.
much. He just has to soul charge. No. Sitting on 2
It's
bars
tough,
of
right? I
meter.
guess he really wanted to keep it. He felt like he needed to keep it. But, yeah, it's really difficult. I was always very much not a fan of dealing with I-10 characters as Geralt. I feel like Incendiate might feel differently than I do, but, like, you don't have the frames. You can space out, but you don't have the frames, and you typically do not have the damage in a lot of spots to keep an I-10 character from simply ramming whatever they want to do in your face. It'd be very frustrating. So they're going to go up against... Incendiate's going to be going up against Yoshi 6, a match we've seen time and time again. That will be happening in Losers' Quarters. Presumably we're going with Sly Tiger and Nowo at this point.
Yep. Nowo and Sly Tiger will be next. And then we will continue with closing out the losers' side.
Okay.
And then head back over to winners' finals and just go all the
So
way
on
through.
and so forth. All right. Presumably Nina versus Talim. I have no idea how this matchup goes. A fantastic sidestep versus kind of a bad sidestep, in my opinion.
Welcome
experience,
to
at
the stage
least.
of history retold.
Talon does have fantastic forward locomotion, though.
Yes, that is true. I feel like it's difficult. It's more difficult to take advantage of something like that on Parsec versus online, because I find that a lot of what can end up happening is Talim's forward movement is so fast that you end up just getting caught by it as you were imagining that you're going to try and be spacing out, and then suddenly Talim is bam in your face. But this is Parsec we're talking about, right? So you have significantly more time to try and see that it's happening, especially with somebody who is able to keep up with Incendiate's pressure in an offline scenario, meaning Nowo. I imagine that's going to be a lot more of a comfortable situation for him than it would be, say, for someone like me.
Alright, we're getting button checks on both players. Alright, we're gonna have Noah on the left and Fly Tiger on the right.
All out now. I will be like the wind.
And we're on the Ash.
Don't
I don't know
say
whose
it.
stage. I don't know whose stage this belongs to.
I mean, I imagine
Astaroth.
this is Astaroth stage, isn't it?
I was about to say Astaroth stage,
It's
but then you're like, don't say it.
Compactu Shrine.
Home
Yeah.
Tank 2.
That one.
But yeah, I imagine this is a stage that Noah's going to be a fan of. He's got plenty of space to go anywhere and everywhere he wants.
He doesn't have the life deficit
What?
to zone like he would want to, though.
Did you see
He's kind
that?
of just scrap.
Slack got like the traditional combo. Noah was on the ground, and then when he went into the side stance, Talim just decided to continue looking the opposite direction. I didn't know you could do that.
It happens. But Noah finally getting the lead he's looking for into an interesting combo.
Yeah, he didn't get the adjustment that he was hoping for. I guess one of the things that Noah can try to take advantage of in this set is the fact that I find Noah is fantastic at getting the correct ducks when you need it, and Talim's the kind of character who definitely relies on a lot of highs. The problem is that when she relies on a lot of highs, it's not like you can necessarily get a wall rising B, because it's not like a tech crouching move, it's just a move done from crouch, meaning that you can potentially just get, like, continue on with the string of highs and it'll potentially catch Mina from the crouch. We were trying to get that punish on the wall rising B, but that is only minus 10. Oh man, it almost looked like he didn't actually block the second hit of that
So close.
in time. Does have to worry about Talim CE. Oh my god, that could have been a CE punish for death.
Yep.
But he does have to worry about Talim CE, which could be happening at any point.
Oh, just as you start saying it.
6-6B hold is money in this matchup. Any character that tries to go into the air, boy oh boy does that do work.
3B Sly K is also a fantastic move to deal with characters that like to
Yeah.
jump a lot. Alright, we're getting the first soul charge of the round.
Yeah, I like this. I always appreciate going into Soul Charge when the other character doesn't have the opportunity to go into Soul Charge
Oh,
themselves.
good defense, but well, good read, but like not the proper defense against Talon.
So yeah, now we're gonna have a Soul Charge back. So are we gonna try to play this defensively? I do think this is the appropriate way to go. Oh man, that's so scary. You're tempting so much of fate in that situation. Gave Nowo the respect, and Nowo ends up taking it with a full crouch 1KK, ends up
Doesn't get a
taking the
combo
round off of a 1K just in general, but man oh man, it's not very often we see Sly Tiger provide so much respect for somebody in a spot like that. It leads me to believe they've definitely played against each other quite a lot.
Oh, it gets a side throw. A good amount of damage in Oki. But rolls on the Oki. Gets his throw broken.
Man, just does a regular 60B. Good punish. Noah has a lot of bar. He could potentially try and use it here.
Dedicate this to the wind.
I definitely feel like he's looking for the perfect whip punish
Oh, man.
opportunity. He had
Supposed
it.
to be a
No.
2-2B. Okay, we
there
ends
it
up
is.
getting it. Alright,
That
that's
2B
gonna
was
put Noah
prob-
on the start.
That's how I said 2B was probably like a step duck while raising B.
Yeah, or a 2-2B.
Would you knock it off?
Slash 8-8B.
Generally, when I try to go for those kinds of reads, it usually turns into a 2B. When I try to go for like a step that duck.
Yeah, and it really sucks for Amy because you end up losing out on a rose on top of things, and so that's a bad time for everybody involved.
Opting to remain on the stage. Oh. Okay, NYCalibur.
Sly frozen solid right now. He's standing in place to such a degree. It's not very often that you can scare Sly in a way like this.
Questioning whether this is a 3D fighting game or not, and Noah proving that it is. Ooh, full conversion.
Damn,
Vector.
Boy, oh boy. Noah's sidesteps are really second to none. His spot dodges, in terms of ducks, in terms of sidesteps and everything, are so punishing in so many ways. And it's like you really only have to be correct on that so often before you're wrung out or you're just dead in general. Good punish.
Alright, now we're going into back to Inoki.
God, you see, like, Sly is just... He's typically is pretty erratic in terms of, like...
Oh no, it happened what you said earlier again, when you're just facing the wrong
I guess
direction.
it's just the way that he's doing it. He's doing it so quickly that the character doesn't have enough time to realign to the other characters, so they remain unaligned whilst going into stance. That can happen with Amy AMS and presumably a lot of other characters as well.
Hard camera angle.
Ooh, tried to go for the 1B to try and finish it out. Goes for a different low this time around. Surprised that wasn't obvious to Noah and he didn't duck it, but, you know, what can you do?
Snipes him out of the air with a 6A.
Man, oh man, now he's getting Sly to just, you know, commit to stuff to such a degree.
There we go, building up the guard gauge already.
Oh, is he out? No, he kind of, like, jumped back into the Soul Charge activation.
I think the Soul Burst would have caught him anyway. That
Maybe.
Soul Burst was really big. Ooh, tricky. Alright, what's the mix?
Does he get a punish here? Decides not to go for the punish.
And it wouldn't have been like too big of a punish either. Like,
No, it would have been a 6K.
Yeah, you get 6K, but then like Noah would just be out of range and away from him.
Nice sidestep, man. He's even sidestepping 6 BB hole. Gee whiz.
Yeah, he was ready for that.
Yeah, he really seems about as prepared as humanly possible for a matchup like this. Noah was especially fantastic at dealing with characters that where like the whole shtick is that they get in and do a lot of stance pressure, do a lot of like, you know, small pokes and overwhelm you. I don't get how he pulls that kind of thing off.
He's definitely pulling it off to the significant effect right
Like,
now.
look at this. He's got the 4As. He's just got like every move in the book that gives you an optimal amount of pushback. It's forcing Sly Tiger to try and go like hit for hit with a character like Mina, which a character like Talon is never supposed to be doing in the first place. Very masterful stuff from Noah. You can tell why he is one of the few American major champions that we have.
Yep, he's very comfortable in that set, especially towards the ends of the set. Well, good games to both players.
Yeah,
which
obviously
will move Noah on in losers bracket.
It's going to be going up against Lucian.
Yep, against Lucian.
But if I remember correctly, we're going to be going up against, we're going to be seeing Yoshi 6 and Incendiate at this point, right?
Yep. Real quick, what was the final score there?
That was 2-0 for Noah.
Thank you. Okay. Let's get Yoshi 6 and Incendiate.
Have these two ever played in tournament before?
Lol. LOL. Rafflecopters.
Oh, no, I think he might be onto something. I don't think I've actually seen these two play.
That's the most serious way I've ever heard someone say the word Rafflecopter.
Raffling every copters.
That was like Walter Cronkite saying the word Rafflecopter. That was... I just assumed it was in black and white, and I would be hearing like the vocal fray that you would have on those old recordings and stuff.
See, now I actually want that. I want Walter White saying...
Oh, I was saying Walter Cronkite, but we're talking about Walter White now.
I like mine better.
Yeah.
Get Bryan Cranston to do it.
As Walter White.
Oh, that would be good in a different way.
The most serious Rafflecopter you could potentially get in acting media. Well, as we're waiting on our contestants to come up to the plate, I would like to mention ! Maturino.
Special shoutouts to Eric MW for the $5 donation.
Thank you, Eric.
Taking us almost into the double digits. Can we at least get into the double digits? I know this this tournament is a bit scuffed due to where we typically stream and everything, but it would be nice if we could just get, what is that, 3 more codes out of the 33, just so that we can get into the double digits at that point. That'd be nice.
And just simple enough, just hit the matcherino. You can just go to claim code. It'll log you in, and then once you claim that code, you've contributed to the matcherino. We have 33 codes with like upwards of 60 people watching, something like that.
60 to 70, I think.
The stage of history retold.
It really does help everything, folks. We really appreciate it if you could hit that button.
So I would guess Zhonghua and Yoshimitsu for this match.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Something tells me Incendiate has just decided on Xianghua, unless something radically changes. Of course, I say
Okay,
that,
there you
and then
go.
this happens. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
All you had to do was say the word. I could definitely understand the IU pick. Much more comfortable match for him. And typically, whenever I see Yoshi 6 in this kind of scenario, he'll play the first round with Yoshi, then switch to another one of his characters, typically Nightmare.
I appreciate
But we'll see
the
how
fact
this ends.
that Deus Incendiate is just large enough to where it'll still fit in my overlay, if I spell it out fully.
You have the space in between there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I appreciate that I don't have to change the size of the text. First time we're seeing this stage in this tournament.
Beautiful stage as always.
It's definitely the prettiest stage in NYCalibur 6, but that's an incredibly low bar, and all it does is remind me of the nod to the much better SE2 stage that is supposed to be on the other side of this gigantic valley.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's the stage with like the cherry blossoms on the other side. Yeah, you guys didn't know about that?
I
was surprised.
I never thought about it.
Yeah. It's effectively like a nod. Like on the other side of the valley is the courtyard stage.
Yep.
I don't remember whose stage it is. Maybe X.
But as we were talking about that, Incendiating complete control of the round takes the first round, having the slight meter lead.
I think it's actually Taki.
Oh, maybe. Stages. I never really paid too much attention to like which stage would belong to whom. In like the older games, because they were a little bit more generic. That's back when all the stages were just like versions of oddly shaped triangles.
Historically, this is generally like a very frustrating matchup for Yoshimitsu.
Yes, it is. It is one of Yoshi's, from what I understand, Yoshi's toughest matchups because, oh boy, especially if you don't know the
he fell asleep. Fell asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, that's a shame. Oh, okay. I was about to say that Wall Rising B could have definitely potentially spelled death. But yeah, one of Yoshi's, in my opinion, very few weaknesses is the fact that he's not exactly the best character in the game when it comes to trying to get in. And so characters with an infinite amount of pushback coupled with a fantastic backdash, characters like Ivy, characters like Mitsurugi can provide a real rough time. That being said, Yoshi 6 ends up getting a pretty solid comeback. He just has to deal with a bit of a meter disparity. I wonder when Incendiate's going to use something like that.
Oh, good way to get in! Good way to get in, but opts to back off away from the ring edge.
It's also potentially difficult for Yoshi 6 to do this because, again, he's typically a much more reserved Yoshi player, right? So, like, how do you do that when you just deal with an endless... Ooh, fantastic way of catching somebody out of the air. Ivy may be one of the best characters in the game at doing stuff like that.
He was doing good on the reserving end. Like, he was playing reserved at the start of the Soul Charge, but tries to bank on another unblockable, but Incendiate, like, learning from last time.
Yeah, that kind of thing is only going to fly so many times. It's a surprise that it was once. It was a bug, not a feature.
I see what you did there. Flying
Yo.
dragonfly. I appreciate it.
This
Both
really
players are
awkward.
trying to careen each other to the wall, but this should be it.
And I could have sworn Incendiate's success rate with 2-2K so far this tournament is, I think, at 0.0%.
It hasn't been too successful. As far as we know, because every time he's been on stream, it hasn't been super successful.
Yeah.
Ron's blocked it, Yoshi's blocked it. He's just ready for it.
Lots of meter on Incendiate's side, and it's just going to be a matter of... It really seems to be coming down to how many times Incendiate can appropriately space a 6-6A hold. so that Yoshi 6 can't do much about it. The second that he does it incorrectly, it's really going to be a big deal. Kind of something like this.
Unlockable dragonflies are paying him wonders.
Yeah, it's obviously really risky, but especially if you get Incendiate to the point where you're just doing mono 6SA hold, you can feel more comfortable doing that risk significantly more often.
Alright, Incendiate poking him out once again. Alright, what's the conversion here?
Does he spend bar here? He does not. Okay, so it's down to this.
I don't think he needs
Man,
to.
oh man. I think he's going to be okay. He's not. Is he dead?
Nah, he's fine. This won't kill.
I don't know if fine's the first word I would have used. Nice block. Gets a good punish. And there's the punish on the 1AA on top of things to get Yoshi 6 his first game.
I mean, about as fine as he can be. You know, with Yoshimitsu Oki and whatnot. Just Yoshimitsu, like, stuffing you on Wake Up, constantly putting you in the mix. And now we have some contemplation going on. Will we rematch a random stage? Character select?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, this is one of the challenges of constantly juggling between characters, is that rather than spending a lot... This is one of the reasons why I don't do it very often, is because I find that people who do this sort of thing juggle a lot of their attention and resources onto which character they should be playing in the matchup, rather than paying attention to what the opponent is doing. And obviously, what the opponent is doing is going to radically change, especially at this level, is going to be radically changing between character to character, right? So, for someone like me who tends to rely upon the resources I get from my opponent, trying to get those reads and the timing and the mix-ups and everything, switching from character to character does not bode well for that kind of style.
Which is understandable.
Now, Incendiate is about as different of a player as from me as one could possibly be, so I guess he decides to go with a different stage. We'll see if this one works out for him. Significantly more ring-out opportunities, as with his opponent as well.
Incendiate has had the right idea for like multiple rounds. It hasn't been working out for him. It's just like these like flying unblockable dragonflies, the hell sweeps being blocked, just like Yoshimitsu being ready for these particular situations of just providing them with so much Oki and damage. You just hold out of the combo.
I just wanted to mention, I do apologize for for interrupting the match, but I do want to make a special shout out to Kirk with the $100 donation to the match arena. We've gone from one coupon away from going into double digits to immediately into the triple. So thanks again very much, and that's going to help out everybody who's involved in this tournament. So special thanks to Kirk. Can't say I have remembered your name before, but I certainly will now. Thanks very much.
Thank you so much, Kirk. We're in the triple digits, ladies and gentlemen. This is a good night.
Everybody eating today. Thank you, Kirk.
Gets another wall riser, full crouch 1B. Try and bring around this set for Incendiate now. I'm sure once Incendiate finds out that that was the case, he's going to be very upset, because I'm sure he was laughing to the fact that like one of the times that he seems to be having the least amount of success in one of these online tournaments was when the match arena was very small. Now it's not, and so he's going to be kicking himself.
Situation to be in.
Ooh, everybody's going for reversal ringouts right now. Everybody's going for ringouts right now. Everybody's very cautious, trying to figure out what's going on. Ooh, gets a fantastic wall rising B. That should do it. Yeah, he's going to spend the bar to make sure. Absolutely spend the bar to get your second round when the opponent has a none.
Gives the opportunity to build meter as well for an additional bar.
You missed your chance for mercy.
Alright, 1 bar to 2. Immediate teabagging to run up CS. I feel like we're feeling ourselves a little bit too much.
Really cheeky, but I like it.
Ooh, fantastic clash. Wow. 3A, what was that? 3A on counter hit, and he still got 2-2B?
Yep.
Gee whiz. Whoa,
oh, so lucky that ducked.
Oh,
no!
So many opportunities. Yoshi 6 is going batshit insane right now.
He just really wants this ring out so badly right now. But Incendiate remaining strong on his defense. No.
Does he decide to spend the bar? I feel like he won't.
He was back turned. He's back turned face down. He could have 3B beat to close out the round, but he closes out.
Also
anyway.
had to mention that AA was incredibly risky. Had Incendiary been ducking at that point, he would have gotten reverse round. Yep, catches him out of the air.
He's very keen on him dragon flying his way in.
Yeah, but that obviously means that he's going to be spending a lot more time,
Again!
or a lot less time 6XA holding. So, you know, it's a back and forth kind of mix. Okay, we decided to wait 18 years before we decided to even out the score. But even out the score we have, I imagine Yoshi 6 is either 1, going to play Nightmare, or 2, keep everything the same.
Everything remains the same. They immediately rematched.
Okay. Who was gonna... Whoop. Oh, we decided we wanted to change
There you
the stage. Okay. Maybe he wanted to switch to Nightmare and keep the stage, and he just couldn't figure out which one.
Welcome to the stage of history retold. Ivy,
Punishment time.
Yoshimitsu,
Much contemplation happening as we wait for our competitors to ready up. And opting for a stage change. Just a stage change.
We decided to
Which
go
is
with all walls. This is
fantastic.
honestly probably a lot better for Yoshi 6.
Fantastic for Yoshi 6. This is probably the best stage you could have gotten.
Yeah, the reverse ring outs from Ivy, I don't think are as powerful, but at least comparable to Yoshi. I would not consider the wall pressure to be as comparable.
But Yoshi wall combos? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Such an incredible amount of damage. He's already careened to the wall. This is going to be so much damage. Not quite death, but the next read could potentially do it. Ooh. Alright, careful, SpongeBob. You got a large mountain to climb right now. Alright, there we go. Cool. That's another tricky move to defend against. Because like from that one single low poke, he could go many different routes. The route he picked was the safer one of the two. Alright, we got Yoshi 6 pressure right now.
Small little hits over and over again. Kind of awkward pressure between the characters at the moment.
Interestingly enough, Yoshi kind of moving towards the wall on his own at this like distance in the game.
Man, lots of tiny hits with the AAs and everything. Yes, it's getting him some damage. I don't know if it's enough to actually create some level of conditioning though, because Ivy's a pretty heavy hitter.
Ooh,
Catching
nice
him out of the air
air.
so many different times.
Yep, I like this meter sped.
Yeah, makes sense. Ivy, especially at the speed at which Yoshi 6 plays, you're going to get a lot of opportunities to build a lot of meter on Ivy's part. Gets a good amount of guard damage too.
I like the patience on Yoshi 6's part. But Incendiate playing at the range to try and get the optimal whiff punish he needs to get pressure. Now he just has to run the clock.
Oh, he decides to spend the bar. Okay. I feel like he didn't really have to do that, but he could solidify it right here and now.
It tracked him!
Oh yeah, it always strikes. It was just a matter of whether Incendiate was going to RI or not. Man, he spent a full bar on that, so that's a real shame. It's not like the biggest deal in the world, because that was just to even things up. I'm kind of surprised he decided to take the big bet. Man, jump K after that break attack, huh? That was insane.
Well, the bet definitely made things more interesting.
Everybody's jumping in the air with all kinds of stuff.
Rolling on the ground, jumping in the air, anti-airs,
Just as long as we're not on the ground. Okay, speaking of wall combos, this is about as good as it gets. We can get some sort of a reset on here too. Okay, we decided not to go for the reset. Oh, that's death. Oh, no, it's not. Okay, yeah, it decides to spend it all so that he can get the bar. I feel like this doesn't entirely make sense because he was going to get a bonus bar for losing the round in the first place. So, he was going to have all the meter in the world anyway, right?
At least he gets to start with 2 bars now, as
Sure.
opposed to not starting with 4.
Looks like Incendiate is specifically going for 1 guard damage and 2 building up his own bar, too.
It would be fantastic if he spent it immediately, but he doesn't.
See, that's the thing, is that he feels like he needs to keep the bar for the next round on top of things, and so the fact that he spent the last round just getting meter has kind of been mitigated by the fact that this round has been going on for so long.
Oh, a bit too early on the Dragonfly K, and he's going to get punched for it.
Yeah, this was overly ambitious. I did not know that guard broke, actually. I don't think I've ever been guard broken by that move. Is that going to be it?
Okay, he's dead. He's dead.
Looks like it.
I was actually paying attention to Yoshi's bar when this was happening. I'm just like, he's not quite dead. I'm like, oh, wait, wrong bar.
Okay. Cindy gets the comeback. The Deus boys are pretty heavy on the comebacks this tournament, huh?
My own life is dead.
That's what we do. We win, but, you know, sometimes after losing.
Sometimes you don't.
Almond Joy's got nuts.
No,
Poundstone.
no doubt about it. It can in no way be denied. Alright, so they're going to go into... Incendia's going to be going into losers semis. They're going to be fighting against the winner of our next match, which I believe is going to be Lucian versus Nowo.
That's right. We're going to get them on stream right now.
Presumably that's going to be Amy versus Mina. Don't imagine we're going to be seeing Nowo switching out so early. Now, I've said that, and I said that about Incendiate before, and clearly I was wrong about that. So, but I think that Mina does very well against Amy. It's one of those matchups where I can't tell if Amy is bad against Mina or if I'm just bad against Mina.
Don't worry, she makes me feel that way too.
The auto GI can certainly be a point of frustration.
The auto GI is the fantastic movement, the range, the interesting tech jump options she has also. Just to like, that can even like lethal hit your foray if you just try to like throw it out.
Again, exclamation point Matcherino. Thanks, special thanks again to Kirk for the $100 donation, putting us into the obvious triple digits. We were certainly hurting before then. We are certainly not hurting all that much now. You know what? This is my own stream, so I can do this. In case anybody wants to take advantage of this sort of thing, during this tournament, for each and every sub that I get, if anybody wants to sub to the channel, I will add in an additional 50 cents to the Matcherino for each sub. If you want to take advantage of that, go ahead. If you don't, you know, might as well put it out there. Probably should have said it at the beginning of the stream, but hey, it's difficult to have said that at the beginning of the stream when Jay just thought of it right now.
So the match is beginning, and we already got Lucian in Nowo's face, beginning the pressure, but Nowo immaculate with his sidestepping.
It can certainly be a tough situation for Mina to try and deal with an I-10 character, as basically everything is massively punishable. Trying to get in front of his face is going to be very, very difficult.
Oh, this is it. He's dead.
You got 2 roses for the first round exchange. That is not great.
A bit too antsy on the Oki on Lucian's end, and it cost him.
But he is getting good mix-ups.
Yeah, he's doing fantastic. He just needs to, you know, not get to the water. As long as he stays away from the water, he'll be fine.
I mean, that being said, you know, Amy's ring outs are certainly nothing to scoff at. Yeah, that's about as good of a punish as Mina's going to get on a 6-6A. Once again, Amy has a lot of different ways of taking advantage of Mina's terrible block punishment. That being said, 4-4K is going to basically solidify the second round. That auto GI is incredibly scary for a character that doesn't really have a lot of kicks and has to rely on a lot of horizontals to keep somebody at bay.
Attacks. Yep, horizontal weapon attacks.
Another fantastic sidestep. You can already tell that one auto GI was enough to really make Lucian second guess what he wants to do. What he needs to do is certainly spend bar, but in 2 combos, he's already at red guard.
Okay, the slow burst got him.
He gets about as good of a punish as one can get. A counter hit.
He just needs to lay on the pressure. He's doing a good job at it.
Oh, that's it! Oh,
no!
Man, that's
confident. This is it.
Yeah, that's it.
Air break.
Yeah, pretty sure that 2-2... I mean, I doubt that Lucian would have been able to confirm it that quickly, but, yeah. 2-2A on normal hit into 6-6B into 6A hold would have been enough for the ring out there. He just didn't expect the 2-2A to actually hit. That was the problem.
Alright, the match is generally going in Nowo's favor this time around. Like, they're both still opting to remain fighting in each other's faces, but Nowo definitely has the footing.
Lucian had like a handful of spots where he was able to get some pretty good mix-ups there, but, you know, as is always the frustration of playing Amy, is that the second that the next game starts, you're starting from square one, and you have to make those kinds of brilliant reads once again. So, he gets half the amount of roses that he got in the last game. Oh boy, and it's just Lucian's been really having a tough time confirming his rose opportunities. There was another one there.
The funny thing is, every time he's dropped them, he's gotten a rose immediately after. It's like
it's really nice. It's not necessarily something that can be repeated all that often.
No, but I do appreciate seeing it happen today. It's very entertaining, and there's the 4-4K I was talking about.
4-4K can also be pretty tough, yeah. Spending the bar, I like it, because you're going to get the next bar pretty quickly. Assuming you get your red. And you do. Oh! He spent the bar too! Why didn't you get a rose, Lucian? What? In what universe is that the combo? Alright, well, it ends up working out, but gee whiz, doesn't get a rose there. That makes no sense. Don't worry about it.
He's got the round. He's got the round.
Roses are more important than rounds.
Hey, the more rounds he has, the more he can throw roses.
I like these, like, little, like, 1A into just, like, scrapping with, like, 3A and stuff like that. It seems to be working out okay. 6A is a very good button against Mina.
It is. Not a fantastic punish on it. Reverse mix-up in itself.
Oh, wow. Everybody made a lot of decisions.
A lot of spaghetti.
Yeah, that was some pretty crazy stuff everywhere. Okay, 2A plus B was supposed to be full crouch A plus B for sure. Low parry instead of getting the rose. I guess Lucian... I feel like at this point Lucian is doing this just to, like, mock me. It's just because I made such a stink about not going for the rose at the end of the last round. We're going out of our way not to complete the rose at this time around. There we go. You got it, right? Okay, great.
He's not out yet. 2 bars of meter, and a rose, and a dream.
The guard crush could potentially be mitigated depending on where we are on the stage. So the guard crush isn't necessarily like the worst thing in the world.
Mina still does get a relatively good guard crush on like her guaranteed checkmate situations.
Yeah, at this
like,
point in terms of the life, that's
definitely critical edge damage. Still critical edge damage. Granted, she needs a bar for it, but like the damage potential is still there.
Pretty good ducks into like the full crouch. Okay, I feel like that should have been a punish, but maybe like online just didn't allow that to happen.
A little late on the punish. He could have gotten it.
Okay.
And then just chops her head off.
Pretty risky to go for his 6A, seeing as how there are so many different ways that Lucian can tech crouch there. But you know, obviously, if you're right about it once, you're gonna win. Just as we saw there.
His guard gauge is red, so I guess he was anticipating him like moving around a lot as opposed to like trying to challenge him with a move. Because he could have just thrown out a vertical and like caught the guard break or just like counter hitted him.
Alright, does that solidify our loser's semis? Looks like it does. Which leads me to believe that we're going to be going over to winners finals.
Correct.
Fantastic run tonight by Vocal Evolution. It was a pleasure.
Always happy to see an Amy.
So we're going to have Ron the Tryhard versus Ender's J.
Oh yeah, winners finals. Let's go.
First of 3, as it is winners finals.
As per tradition.
Cervantes versus Zas, I can only assume. This is a matchup that when I was playing Cervantes, trying to get him to S rank, I was having a lot of frustrations with Zas. I didn't really know how to deal. It's one of those... Zas is one of those characters that I always have a very difficult time understanding how to play against when I'm not playing like the character that I know how to play, right? And Enders went out of his way to say that he felt like it was one of the easiest matchups that Cervantes has. That Cervantes is very good at punishing a lot of the stuff that Zas ends up trying to use for frame traps about as heavily as humanly possible.
It's definitely like the risk reward in terms of like how Zas uses his strings against Cervantes, because Cervantes has a plethora of ways to just like blow him up for doing these strings, which basically just like puts Zas into a crawl and exactly where like Cervantes wants you to be, so he can start running his game plan. Low pokes, throws, very high damaging mids, and in some cases even like wall pressure. And we got like half a wall here on this stage, half ring out, half walls. But we'll see how Ron plays this matchup.
Again, this is winners finals. This is going to be a first of 3. Looks like we're going pretty high octane pretty quickly.
Ron already like fishing for the throw ducks.
This is typically the speed that I see Ron play at just in general, so perhaps Enders has just decided to meet it head on.
And these two are slugging it back and forth. This is crazy.
2 curses already. With
Oh, he almost got his head cut off. Alright, this is
he
dead.
Ron decided on Cervantes Oki. He was like, you know what the option is?
Stop to kill him.
Quintuple sidestep.
Oh no, now he's dead!
Is he it? Ooh, yeah, I don't know. Oh, the 1A slide B.
It's crazy. Ron had that round with the combo. All I had to do was back turn K into BB. Dude, a higher damage
wow.
back turn B plus K.
That was almost a really good whip punish on Ender's part, and then it turned out to be an almost really good whip punish on Ron's part.
Yeah, this is a very fast, high-octane match going on right now.
Yeah, they're playing super fast-paced. I think it's kind of, I really feel like it's unusual for me to see Enders play at this speed. Wonder what made him decide to, like, make this choice. Probably because of past matches that they've had. I assume Enders is not interested in spending the bar for this round, so we'll see it next round.
Yeah.
This is going to be the pivotal
match.
match.
Faced each other before. A lot of players face each other a lot. Considering like the general pool of like these online tournaments are a lot of the same repetitive competition.
Yeah, Anders just hasn't really competed in the game since like 2021. Yeah, that 2A plus B is really the killer there, but
really
two
big.
curses right away.
Is really big.
And
Okay,
it's going to be forced to spend bar here, except he's not even going to get a chance to. Is this really the optimal combo? Okay, I guess it is. I should have known not to dishonor the potential of of the backloaded damage that Zos gets in some of his combos. Oh, that's going to be a Levo hit.
Speaking of more backloaded damage, into a reset. Good soul charge to get him off of him.
Yeah, I think at that point he kind of had to.
Oh, almost was in range for the lethal hit again.
Boy, oh boy, remember when this match was going at like super fast pace? Now it really seems to be slowing down, and Ron was the one who dictated the pace.
Yep. Yep, and this is going to be a lot of damage!
Boy, he got a tech, but his back was to his opponent. That kind of sucks. Gets a
Here we
back
go,
grab. The back grab is
throw, ring
basically
edge.
free in that spot. Ooh, the back grab again, basically free in that spot. The A grab would have killed. Okay.
Oh! What is going
Wow,
on?
duck into wall rising K. What an interesting hesitation from everybody involved. But yeah, those back grabs, very fantastic, smart stuff, as no way in hell Ron is going to allow a forward grab to, like, ring him out.
Oh, didn't rake him in with the 6-6-A. The large, sweeping Sasa Lamel horizontal.
Is Ender's going to do this yet again? I believe in each and every match that we've had, he has ended up making coming from behind in each one of his games. And it's all about, like, the very last round and mitigating the amount of resources that his opponent has. Catching the 4-6B with the K2, he's got tons of meter, he's going over to the wall, potentially. Ends up misspacing his grab, though. Yeah, there it is. Okay, Enders is the first person to put a game on the board.
Now to take your soul.
Definitely a very strong showing from Ron. Just a couple spots where he could have squeezed out a bit more damage on his combos to like close out the round, so he didn't have to like continue playing the guessing game with Enders.
Interesting. He got a sidestep, and then his whip punish was GGG. I like that. Oh boy, Ron was wrong every single time that round. There's not much to say. Ender's got basically one knockdown, and then it was over. He certainly seems to be getting some level of
he's got what he wanted every time.
here.
Ron's been afraid to duck ever since like the first time he's ducked. Like he managed to correctly read a throw and duck it and punish it, but then after that he's just kind of been standing.
Which kind of makes sense. I really feel like that's almost what you should do against Cervantes. The chances of you being wrong about a mid, like the amount of damage that you're going to be eating there, is so gigantic versus how much damage you're going to be eating if you're wrong about, like, you know...
oh yeah, you can at least mitigate the throw game a bit by guessing
I
right
don't
on
think
the
that
throw
that's... Yeah, Cervantes' 3B damage is the most in the entire game. I just don't think it's worth it.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying, is that generally standing against Cervantes is like the kind of defense you want. Because he does have to throw you. The only times you should duck is when you can bank on a really significant read.
Well, this round the first game, same as the last. Enders is making his first to 3 very quick.
Infinite sleepy power.
I'm sure that if we had a winner's interview for something like this, it would be about as low energy as humanly possible.
He'd be like, I don't know, man. I just tried to end the game real fast so I can go to bed.
Stage of history retold.
Oh, going to Yoshi? I'm trying to remember, does Ron play other characters? Like, other than Yoshi?
He dabbles with Tira, dabbles with Setsuka.
I feel like this is not a good idea, but I might be wrong. He'll certainly be able to play the game faster.
And we got the Geralt stage?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Okay.
Okay, Setsuka, not a character we see all that often.
Not a matchup I see too often either.
I will say, yeah, that is one thing to note, is that Enders, along with basically every Cervantes player, relies very heavily on the backsteps to try and create whiff punish opportunities, but Setsuka might be the best character in the game at punishing backsteps.
Yep. Yeah, and everything she does just about moves her forward. And just as I say that, it doesn't move, that moves her back. Ooh, the punch.
A little bit of execution issues for Ron so far. Gets a fantastic punish on the 1AA. Not dead just yet. It will be if you get the tech trap, though. Actually, I think he still is alive. Oh, okay. Is that dead?
Yeah, that should be dead.
Seems like a pretty huge expenditure, but he also did get the gunshots. That's still not dead, dude.
One pixel.
He literally has no health, dude.
Oh!
Oh, man.
That was a very close call.
I think Enders is definitely the person who is more scared about losing this round than Ron is, because he spent all those resources. Oh, man. He ends up being right the 5th time, rather than the other 4 times where he was wrong. Got a good amount of guard damage on top of it, so unfortunately that very tense moment for Ron ended up being worse for him. Alright, gets a knockdown into GI. I doubt that's what Ron wanted. Oh, interesting choice.
Alright, Enders is now caught up in life. Now he's an elite.
Yeah, that's Cervantes for you. Okay!
Oh, over the 3B though?
And he did just complete his full set of,
I swear,
What is the full right mechanic of Setsuka called?
I swear this character's jumping is like almost discriminable style of jumping.
Almost.
Like, why?
Reflections? Thanks, Alpha. Yeah, so he does have a whiff punish soul attack at this point, but Ron doesn't really seem to be operating at the range where he's trying to make that happen. Maybe he is now. Oh boy, wow, what a catch.
The wall. What a call out.
Yeah, dead to a grab at this point. Oh man, no soul attack there, huh? That really seemed to be the optimum opportunity.
And this one closes the round. 3B.
Damn, like, in a vacuum, I would have said that, like, going for grabs on Enders' part in that situation seems pretty hella risky, but based on how Ron has been playing it, he hasn't really been ducking too much, not really twistering or umbrella-ing, and he had an opportunity for a soul attack that one time and ended up not going for it. Ends up getting the gunshot lethal hit as well. Yeah, see, if that's the amount of damage you're going to be worried about when your grab gets ducked, I think grab away. Enders is going to try to end this with a CE so that every single game ended in a CE, isn't he? What a jerk. Man, Incendiate's rubbing off on this guy. Gross. Yeah, okay, you just ended it normally. Thank you. Enders making this a relatively quick 3-0 for winners finals. We'll see Ron again in losers finals, but first, we're going to be seeing Incendiate versus Noah, presumably.
Nothing holds power.
Yes, sir. All right. So now we are in the home stretch. 3 more sets for you. Loser semifinals. Incendiate versus Noah is up. The winner of that will go on to fight Ron the Tryhard in losers finals. And the winner of that will go back into the grand finals to face Enders J.
This will be interesting. We'll see how this goes.
Incendiate versus Noah, we've seen it many times. We've seen it both online and offline. typically speaking, I think this is like basically the one person that Incendiate is the most scared of dealing with.
I don't blame him.
I believe right before the tournament ended up happening, Incendiate was attempting to convince Enders to compete in the tournament. And once he had finally convinced Enders to compete in the tournament, he said, all I hope for is that you end up taking out Nowo. And in a way, Enders did. Just not fully out of the tournament.
While we wait for the match to start up, exclamation point Matcherino again. We currently are sitting at
The 109.
109.95 with still 31
It's
claim
still
codes
31
remaining.
codes. If people don't have to donate a massive amount of money. If you guys just hit the claim code button, we'll get a handful of extra dollars in there.
That would be cool.
Because that will at least be almost $8 extra in the pot. You know what you could get with $8? A whole
Certainly
lot of
more than
Halloween
you can get
candy.
with $0.
A whole lot of Halloween candy. Right, Jay?
Also, there's a bunch of other quests that you can do. That would be pretty sweet.
Which could add even more Halloween candy funds. That's crazy. Crazy how that works. Right, Jay? Jay gets it.
This bag of Halloween candy is like, I've been eating at it ever since Thursday, and it's like barely halfway done.
Oh my gosh, how much Halloween candy do you have?
You know, like one of those jumbo Ziploc bags?
Oh.
It's like as big as that.
Well, what do you got in there? What do you got?
A lot of Reese's primarily.
Reese's is good. Reese's is
I think
always
it's about
a
as good as it
comfort.
gets, really, in terms of Halloween candy.
It's a good comfort pick. Butterfingers are good too. Hershey's bars.
Butterfingers get stuck in my teeth too much.
That is true. That's true. But I'm willing to put up with that frustration to have a nice Butterfingers.
There's a lot of Jolly Rancher stuff in here.
Not too.
There's Snickers
haven't
and
been super
M&Ms
great
and
about
all
Jolly
of your
Ranchers.
typical affair.
Not crazy about M&Ms. Jolly Ranchers have lost their luster over the years, but I'll still go back from them from time to time. Almond Joys are nice. Three Musketeers. Snickers. I think Snickers is definitely top tier for me.
Yeah, I would agree. I
Just
think
the
the reason why
Caramel, the nuts,
Halloween
chocolate.
candy
all of it.
specifically, Reese's are good, is because, you know, with Snickers, with all of the typical candy bars, it's a significantly easier thing to just create a super mini version of, which is obviously what they give you for Halloween candy, right?
Yep.
So, for Reese's, they still have to give you, like, basically a full cup. And so the Halloween candy version of it tends to be a significantly more full experience in my eyes.
Ooh, we're getting our match starting though. We got Noah on the left and Incendiate on the right.
Battle 1. Fight.
About as
No,
big a
it doesn't
stage
fit.
as it gets.
It doesn't fit on the biggest stage possible.
Yeah, I imagine this does not make Incendiate particularly happy.
But hey, first blood on Incendiate. Ooh, lots of trades back and forth going on right now. Incendiate still having the life lead, but now a relatively even life, but Noah pulls ahead.
And catching trying to, like, come in.
He's already red!
That doesn't surprise me at all, but it is insane. It's such an eye roll to do. It's like, we were going back and forth. We basically blocked the same amount of stuff. I'm in red and your guard gauge is fine.
Crazy. And now he's blinking. Alright, good throw attempt. Ooh,
At least
good
he's not
job.
going to have to deal with a ring out for the guard crush, but yeah, the guard crush is basically inevitable at this point unless Incendiate goes on such an
It's
incredible tear.
genuinely, generally inevitable with this character. This character will break your guard from across the world.
God, you see Incendiate just trying so hard to try and crack the shell. It's just not having any sort of success. He ends up getting a good sidestep there. Clearly, Noel has to preemptively throw out some of these 3Bs to catch the dash in from Incendiate.
Oki won't kill. Oki won't kill, so he can stand up into it. Okay, good. Get off me.
Ooh, 3A into 2A, just enough.
Very, very, very good on Incendiate's part. This almost relatively evens it up. Although we do know that Incendiate's guard gauge is much further along than Noah's will ever be.
The fact that he was able to get rid of basically an entire soul charge is a pretty big deal. Now, unfortunately, he ended up getting a jump A on that fantastic sidestep, and that's very not good. Oh no!
Oh, good
He's getting too much of a sidestep. Man, Novo's movement's insane. So impressive to me. Now, if you want, like, that is about as good of a guard crush as Incendiate could have hoped. The round was basically already lost, and I assume he almost, like, went out of his way to eat the guard crush in that spot. That way he didn't have to deal with it in the future.
Very true. Well, now we got a conversion on Incendiate's parts. Going, looping into Oki, has his back to the wall, pushes him out.
Yeah, this wall pressure is, like, pretty immense. Fantastic sidestep, and another fantastic punish. Trying to play Mina against a fast character like this is very frustrating because it seems like basically all of your options are unsafe. Fantastic duck. Doesn't really get a whole lot of damage out of it, though. He does have a bar that he could potentially use. Okay, here we go. Fantastic wall conversion. Are we going into a soul attack? No, looks like we're just going to go... Oh, yes, we are. Okay.
Alright, there we go. Oki, good.
Soul charge for soul charge. That's a bonus in Novo's book.
And oh,
fantastic 2A. Ooh, gets the 4-4K. Very impressive stuff. This is loser semis, right? This is still first to 2.
Yes, it is.
I just had like the craziest whiplash moment when he broke like that side throw. It looked like a Tekken throw break.
Yeah, because the animation was like so far in.
Welcome to the stage of history.
Alright, so what's going to happen now?
Well, I assumed that it was just going to be a stage change. And I feel like it still might be. It's just really tough. Nowo is definitely this huge block for Incendiate. He can't necessarily switch characters. Obviously, I mean, ever since game's inception, I feel like Mina has done well against Ivy. He could try Geralt for the first time tonight. I can't remember if he had picked Geralt during, what was the tournament that Noah won again? Was that Kumite?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember that Geralt ever came out, and Xianghua is just a big old stop sign. It's just Noah seems to have such an overwhelming amount of success against Incendiate's X. So Geralt it is. Nowhere near as much pressure, but you also don't need to go in as hard, so you can try to mitigate some of those like preemptive 3Bs. You can use a meter to try and get in. 3-3B is not necessarily the way to go, though. Problem is, you need meter. When you don't have meter, Geralt's damage is even worse than Noro's aiming. It's really bad. Oh, whoa, okay!
Let's go!
He realized that it wasn't a combo just in time so that he could, like, cancel it. In fact, it was just like a clash instead. Yeah, that was so scary.
Alright, peppering the pokes on Incendiate's end. That's back to the wall.
Okay, he does have enough meter for a
back to neutral.
Ooh,
wow. That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. X can't really pull that kind of thing off. Not at that range and not with that amount of damage. Now that Incendiate has meter, his damage can be even larger, too. It's just that the mix-up game is nowhere near as good. Okay, there we go. Noah having a tough time adjusting to what's going on now.
Okay, we're going to get some Oki.
He just got the 6's BB lethal. Oh, no, did he just kill himself?
Most unfortunate.
Is that
out? No.
No, okay.
He's not.
Is he going to break the other wall? No. So many things could have happened, none of them did, though.
Not at all.
Yeah, 1AA being only -12 is frankly kind of okay, right?
Oh, that's great.
He did just get the 1B lethal hit. Which we might see in this next round. Incendiate is making this real quick. Obviously, Noah has the ability to lose this game without too much of a problem, though.
And he does have time to make the adjustments.
Man, that was a fantastic whip punish. See, he's going to eat that stand kick all day. And it's also important to note that, like, now this soul charge...
Oh, let's go! He hits it raw! Oh, okay, nice commit.
Alright, yeah.
Oh, you can't punish that. Or catches him stepping out to the AA.
That was really funny. Are we not going to see the 1v lethal it? I'm surprised. Yeah, I mean, Noah ducks a lot, so okay. That's the thing about trying to play against Noah. There's no way that you can be fancy and/or schmancy against Noah. You have to play the game straight the whole time, or else he's just going to duck and properly punish you over and over again. But okay. Will Noah go with Voldo? I don't really see there being a reason to do so. But it is an option. We're keeping everything the same.
I really don't see what more benefit you get out of Voldo versus already just playing Mina.
No, I would say that's like a 5-5 matchup. Okay. I really feel like a lot of it comes down to what happens here. The times when Incendiate does not have any bar. If Noah can get like a free round, get a good chunk of damage, this is the exact opposite of what I'm talking about.
Chunk of damage on Incendiate's part, as you were mentioning him getting a good chunk of damage. Incendiate just suffocating him in his face.
Oh man.
Gets the duck.
Gets a lot of meter there.
Alright, what's the Yoki?
Just a lot of force blocks. Trying to outspace Geralt 2A. Easier said than done. Oh, and that's it.
Ooh, that's it.
He also has the 6 HP lethal hit. I don't remember what signs he has. I always had a tough time tracking that sort of thing.
I can't track it whatsoever, so you're a step ahead of me by recognizing the signs. Alright, meter usage, but we gotta watch out because Geralt definitely gets a significant damage boost when his opponent's in Soul Charge.
The nice thing about Mina Soul Charge is that you do have the ability to do basically unseeable mix-ups from full screen, so you can kind of get away from like any sort of additional pressure the character gets. Now that being said, all these additional pokes have certainly helped out. The step duck gets caught. No punish at all? Oh, okay, we ended up getting it anyway. Oh man, that was very spooky by Noah.
Nice
Noah is definitely adapted enough to the point where this is like kind of a back and forth kind of thing. The first match of this, you know, these two characters, it was pretty one-sided, it felt.
Much closer now. Both these players
He's just spacing it out. Noah's just playing this so much slower.
And there's Geralt 1A going into play, ducking under the 6A.
Getting a lot of small hits, forcing the soul charge. Just runs up point blank screen. Does his own bar.
Ooh, catches the sidestep.
Wow.
Oh no.
This could be it. Oh my god, this could be it. What is it gonna be? Nice block!
Ooh, good read on Zindia's part.
Punished she is.
So clutch.
Yeah, that might spell the end of the set.
Catches him right at the end. Right at the end of his armor. I always forget the name of the sign. I think it's Quen. It's like his armor sign.
Yes, yes. Just blocks the 4B. Jump. Wow, everybody's spinning over each other.
I like
Nice
this.
tech
I like
trap.
it. Tech trap. Been very cheeky on Novo's part.
Boy, oh boy. Everything is very awkward right now. Okay. Novo
fantastic grab.
is still a ways away from getting his bar. Incendiate is fully stacked. I imagine he could potentially just spend bar immediately and just get a bunch of chip damage off of like...
He makes up and he's already at half health.
Yeah, that's kind of a big deal. Small damage yet again. Actually punishing the fact that Noah was disrespecting the stand kick on block. Oh, that's it! Oh, wow. The 1A ended up spelling disaster for Incendiate. He got so much momentum, so much speed and power. And,
he's so desperate to, like, close life gap and get in. It's just like, he just lost so much damage just from guessing two things wrong. A throw and even the low sweep. Like, they just do a lot of damage. He just gets wrong on both.
Super clutch to get it down to the last round, but Novo still remains Incendiate's kryptonite. Geralt might be the way to go. I guess we'll have to see in future matches.
On next week's episode of
Dragon Ball Z.
No, don't finish it. Stop.
Welcome to the stage of history.
Look, I tried to stop myself before it went to that, but you just continued.
I just can't. I just can't control my feet.
But you're not
Right.
using your feet.
You don't know that. I don't have my camera on.
I don't need to.
So, we got Nowo staying on, and Ron the Tryhard is his opponent.
This is
These
the
two
first time
didn't
these
play
two
against
faced
each
tonight.
other.
Yeah,
tonight,
this is
did
the
they?
first time these two are fighting each
They
other.
were
tonight.
on opposite sides of the bracket.
And now they're on the same side, vying to fight Ender's J, who is comfortably
Not
sitting.
only were they on
grand
opposite
finals.
sides of the bracket for most of this tournament, but Ron stayed in winners right up until this very moment, and Nowo ended up in losers back in winners' quarters.
And both of them were knocked into losers by the same person who they will have to face in winners.
Very true.
That means they'll have to win 2 sets, as opposed to 1.
But here we just have the traditional first to 3. I imagine Voldo, or sorry, I keep thinking that it's going to be Voldo.
It is time.
They're just really hoping for the ball, though.
Well, there's a good chance that I'm going to have to play Voldo starting next month, so. No, we're going to potentially be running the gauntlet here.
Alright, while we wait for Nowo to ready up, exclamation point Maturino once again. How many codes are we still sitting on right now?
I think 20-something?
29.
Go all out.
29.
The most amount of 20-something.
Yes.
Also, if anybody wants to sub to the channel, for every sub, I'll do another 50 cents to the Maturino during the stream.
You know, I'm surprised you haven't showed War of the Roses yet, considering this is your stream.
Well, because I don't know what the schedule is going to be like yet, so I don't want to shill something until I post NEC. I will have to talk to certain people to make sure I know when that's going to happen.
I think he just sidestepped the horizontal.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
How could one learn such power?
Well, this was Mina that stepped a horizontal?
Yes.
I think we may have figured out how you can do it. Oh, he tried to RI the snap. It's a shame that didn't have it, because that would have
I've
been
never
cool.
actually seen a combo conversion post that. That was pretty cool. But Nova will take the round.
Well, still... Oh, he's kind of treating it like an aggressive character. It makes sense. Doing a lot of pushback, trying to, like, play it by the frames.
Ooh, guesses the back turn makes wrong. This is a lot of damage.
Of course, Zos certainly hits a lot harder than those typical, like, smaller range characters. And a little bit of hesitation from both players at the moment. Good punish.
Good punch.
Ooh, fantastic duck. I always find that quite difficult to pull off.
Oh, he keeps stuck into the wires and beast.
Super
big
tip range
knockdown.
stuff everywhere, all the time. Oh, that was scary as hell. He clearly did that. That's going to be a safe auto GI, but man, oh man, that was scary.
Really safe at that range.
Yeah, trying to get more of like the tip hit kind of stuff, but that is going to make Nowo a little bit more linear, unless he wants to go for the 4-4-8 or something. That's the auto GI.
No, Noel's back's to the wall, but he doesn't back down whatsoever. Gets
Yeah,
out
he
there with
stands his
the
ground.
Alright, now we got Oki mix up. Plus frames.
Oh, it doesn't get anything on the whip GI.
Good stagger, but doesn't capitalize on it.
Oh boy! Nowo won that
too
round
early.
3 different times. Gee whiz.
Bit too early on the reverse ledge cancel on Ron's part. Will cost him the round.
Yellow guard gauge. Doubt it's really going to come into play. Yeah, Nowo's defense remains stalwart as it always does.
Yep. Once again, stepping on timing to get huge amounts of damage. The huge amounts of damage on Ron's part. Going for the curse cancel.
Stage working in his favor at this point. I wonder if Nowo's going to take this opportunity to spend bar, almost certainly now that Ron has done the same.
Yep. Soul charge is soul charge.
Problem is that guard gauge
You
will
find
potentially
better.
become a big deal too. Constant sidesteps
This
getting you
time.
caught by hoary lows. Constant
This
sidesteps
time.
getting you hit by hoary mids as well.
This time going for the horizontal option, post your opponent, forward attacking your 1B. You're not so much open.
This is loser's final, so first to 3. Ron still has plenty of time. You decide to keep everything the same? I'm pseudo surprised by this. Good punish.
This time, not opting for the V6 post GI and Novo's part.
Ooh, man, he correctly sidestepped, but that ever autocorrect.
I pressed a bit too early on that. If he waited, he could have got into it. Or an interesting post GI. Whole lot of reads going on back and forth. Okay, having a hard time keeping up with everything.
Yeah, it's really just a lot of more of the same from the first game. It's a lot of the same kind of moves and the same kind of decisions, aka that's why it's working out for Noah so much. Okay, here we go. First RE.
Decide it.
Did you actually get a combo out of this? Oh, okay, I was going to say, because Mina is in the air. Right? Oh man, this tank hit.
That's alright.
Is he going to try and spin bar? Ooh, okay.
Ooh, okay.
Jumps over the 2K. Or away from the 2K, I guess is a more appropriate way of saying it.
Alright, full combo for Novo. Ron's back to the wall now.
Gets a good punish
Good
there.
punch.
Yeah, just trying to keep it at a solid mid-range. That's going to do almost the
A
entire
lot of
life bar.
damage. And then, of course, it careens them away from the wall.
Oh, what a
That's how
fantastic
it
play.
works.
Gee whiz. That was about as good as you could have hoped for.
Alright, here we go. Back to the wall combo. Alright, we're in the same situation again. What's going to be the guess? Too early.
Oh, I think that's going to be too late.
Too late. Okay.
Is that going to be it? It's not just yet, which means he does have another opportunity to do it. That's a shame. Ron gave him another opportunity for a CE whip punish, but at that point he was too gun shy.
Early spend on the bar just to get a curse and some plus frames out of it.
He's got so
But he gets
many
more.
resources in his favor, I'm not surprised. Does seem to be a little bit of a waste, but now he has 2 curses, which could be used to try and make this soul charge a little bit weaker. Make that 3.
3 curses. And now his critical edge, his parry, can now parry break attacks. And it's also really big in red.
Ooh,
It makes like a little funny whoosh noise when he lands it.
Second RE. I feel like this is the only match where we've seen REs be successful in this entire tournament. It's kind of fun.
Alright, no, well, ooh, he tried to go for the guard break.
Yeah, I think Noah's getting a
Optimal
little bit too
damage.
ambitious, and that's the reason why like this last round isn't working
Oh,
out.
that combo was too ambitious.
Is he gonna spin it? Okay, he's not gonna spin it. There it is. I appreciate
Ooh,
the fact that
grab.
Ron intentionally took that last hit. Oh, it's a shame that ended up being the way this ended. Oh, okay, yeah.
Ooh, that was hot.
Gets the solid post auto GI. It was very smart to intentionally take the hit on that 236 BB, because obviously if he had blocked the second hit, that would have been a break, which probably would have ended the round. So I appreciate the fact that he realized he had that life resource, and then he could just try to use a soul charge to complete it afterwards.
I also love that he GI'd after Novo landing 4B on hit, which gave him the opportunity to put him in a mix to finish up the game. It's because you have more options than just guarding. Than just guarding like the 4B.
Yeah, it was a variety of very smart decisions. I like that. Everybody sidestepping all the time.
Everywhere, all the time.
Everybody hitting each other all the time
internet.
as well. What did he
Everyone
just
hitting
hit?
each
What the
other all
hell?
the time. Got a sidestep because it tracks heavily to that side.
Well, he was also getting up, so it's not the most surprising tracking.
Welcome to the internet, where we have verticals hitting everywhere all the time.
Have a look around.
Ooh, gets hit by the second hit.
It's not very often I see that on a low like that.
I'm pretty sure that was probably a house sweep.
Oh, it looks like a
long.
1K to me, but yeah. Guess
That's
you
what
consider
happens
that to be a
when
house sweep.
Well, usually what happens to me whenever I miss out on a house sweep, I just get a 1K. Because you need to instant full crouch.
Oh man, tried to go for the grab, not so much. Jump beat
Oh,
still
good.
tracks, okay.
Ooh, verticals hitting anywhere, everywhere, all the time. Alright, we got a conversion. Back turn mix up. Nice soul charge. Puts him
Ron
in a nice
tends to
wall
like hard
position.
sidestep in this spot, forcing him to go for a 6-6A. Now that's effectively just trying to become a bait. Yep, going into the air against Mina Soul Charge is definitely a smart way to go about it, and that Soul Charge was basically entirely mitigated.
Ron definitely wants to bank this.
Yeah, he doesn't even need to spend a meter for this, that's pretty good. Man, so many sidesteps, so many GIs.
Ooh, that was
Gone
hot.
for that break attack, I guess, too many times.
Amazing recognition on the break attack. Especially getting like the proper punish for it.
Oh, that was a
See,
CE. He just stole Ron's bar. That's kind of a big deal, assuming that Noah wins this round.
Ooh, but the pressure's on. Ron can definitely make him waste the soul charge, which he's doing. Alright,
Man, he's hard sauce to be in
wall
sauce.
combo. Wall combo. Alright, we're going into the mix-up. This next mix-up's going to decide the round.
Yeah, he doesn't have a meter to get out of here either. So many
Oh, Ron-
GIs. Oh, tries to go for the
GI.
exact same thing as before.
Ooh, tried to go for
okay.
double tip hit.
Alright, that'll do it. Ron at 2-1 so far.
That was a very, very cheeky like double tip hit on Noel. That move is plus 16 when it hits on tip. So I guess most people expect him to just do the follow-up combo, but able to squeeze a little extra damage out of it.
Yeah, there are a handful
Ron
of characters
taking
that
the
have
round.
very similar situations like that, where they just have some sort of guaranteed thing that they end up intentionally dropping, seeing as how it's not going to kill. That way you can go for just like a straight-up mix-up afterwards.
Exactly. But what's not a mix-up is us getting this stage again. Was this like the 4th time we got this stage?
3rd or 4th, yeah.
Don't know who this particularly favors. If it favors either of them at all.
Yeah, hard to say. This version of Mina is definitely not the ring-out queen we used to have. Oh, okay.
Speaking of ring outs, he's just gonna drag him towards the ledge.
Yeah, I appreciate that potential mix-up there. Okay.
Nice string recognition. No string recognition on point.
Okay,
Yep,
well
that's
there you go.
The second he splatted on the wall, I'm like, oh yeah, that's it. 6-6 plus K, definitely not a move that looks like it would ring out over small walls, but it does.
Well, also, especially with like these walls. Okay, well, you didn't need to be
Laid on
intentionally.
the ground there?
Yeah, you didn't need to. The first time that happened, it was really smart because you didn't want to deal with the guard pressure. But I feel like you should have dealt with the guard pressure that time around. If he ends up winning the round, he'll look like a genius.
He's starting to look like it. His guard impacts have been nothing but on point lately.
There are 2 curses on Novo at the moment. That
Two
could
curses.
be enough
Oh,
to make this too big. Man, what's up with... I don't really get why so many times the curses are just spent on an RE snap. I feel like that happens, like, more often than not.
I mean, no harm. It's like a safe.
Yeah, but doesn't he lose, like, effectively his, like, big damaging power that would have been enough for the comeback? I guess... I don't know Zos all that well, but I would have thought that the curses were necessary to try and make a comeback on their own.
It does give him a bit of coverage. Like, if the RE fails, like, he can just, like, snap his fingers and be safe.
I got the impression that that was specifically to do the RE cancel. Like, the RE itself didn't really have much of a chance of success in the first place.
Maybe he was maybe he just threw it out there, hoping it would succeed.
Yeah, it seems like a waste of it, but I also don't play Zos, so I'm not sure.
And that should be it. Oh no, it fails to force it to be.
I guess it was it eventually.
Or good punish into a mix.
Seems like kind of Ron kind of lost a little bit of stamina, because some of these setups are the same setups we saw in that previous game where Ron couldn't have seemed more prepared, and now it seems like those preparations are gone.
Ooh, the soul charge burst doesn't hit him. This is looking very convincing to be Novo's round, and there it is.
Alright, it's gonna go to the last round.
I won't lose, Father.
Are we sticking with what's going on right now, or are we going to Yoshi? I feel like going to Yoshi at this point would be a bit of a mistake. Simply because Novo's ability to deal with high-pressure, small-range characters is kind of second to none. It's a little bit insane.
Much contemplation happening, and it seems like they're just going to go straight into it.
Okay, stuck with the same stage. It's hard to feel like, as you were talking about before, Stella, that there's like a kind of stage that benefits one of these characters over the other.
This is definitely not one.
Good punish. Oh wow, you get that off of the clash?
This dominating round. Oh yeah, Ron's definitely trying to like force a bit of aggression that Novo's adapted to, costing him so much life. Ron's running out his team. Novo's got the Yoki. I'll just get slapped in the face by 668 Blizzard.
It's kind of funny that we were talking about Novo having to potentially run the gauntlet. The previous match, this match, and potentially the future match in the Grand Finals as well. And it seems like Ron is the one who's running out of steam. Sas only needs a handful of hits in order to win here, though. We might be able to see that later on.
Ron just needs to slow it down a bit.
Yeah, I guess the problem is, the reason why he's worried about slowing it down is because if both characters slow it down, then Mina wins out on the guard gauge. But you do get this ring out, except you don't.
Yeah, Noah knows to arrow control that. Oh, but Texas is taking trap. He could have lived through that too if he just laid on the ground.
Yeah, potentially.
Know the power of the abyss.
Okay, bar for bar. Ron has always been especially good at dealing with Mina Soul Charge. Of course, maybe he felt a little bit more... Oh, okay, great! Wow, does he get a ring out here? No, he just gets like a wall hit, except he also gets a tech trap. Boy, oh boy, he had a variety of these problems here.
No,
and that's
out
gonna
of
be
here.
the whole set, boy.
He held it for too long.
It was a fantastic set until the very last round. I guess because that situation had happened before, Noah was a little bit more prepared for it, but yeesh and McGeesh. But okay, Noah is on to Grand Finals, and now we have to ask the age-old question, are we going to have a Grand Finals?
You mean a bracket reset?
No, I mean, is the other competitor still going to be available?
Maybe. How much Halloween candy do you have in stock?
It's still about half the bag. I didn't eat a bunch while I was commentating.
Half a bag's worth of Reese's.
It's mostly Reese's, but I think it's just because, like, you know, the Reese's are pretty heavy in and of themselves, and so I try to have stuff that's a little bit lighter to mix it up, but because there's so many Reese's, it's too much.
Alright, we're getting straight into it.
He was awake the whole time. We didn't even have to wait for it.
I'm gonna go all out now.
Told you, it's the Halloween candy.
All right, here we go. Noah versus Ender's J.
We're in Grand Finals. The Grand Finals we've been waiting for. Will this be the run back that Noah wants, or is Ender's going to just close it out and go to bed?
I mean, so this was always kind of the difficult thing, is that I find people who won the set in winners that now have to play against the exact same person later on in that tournament, they're actually at a disadvantage right off the bat, because they won the first set, right? They don't have to adapt to anything. They will just do the exact same thing they did before, and for somebody of Noah's caliber, the ball is in their court to adapt and win it pretty convincingly. So something tells me, as is typical, that Noah will win the first set relatively convincingly, to the point where Enders will have to take the second match. He'll have the chance to adapt, and he'll have to like try and figure something out.
Oh, he's figuring a lot out right now. Look at that damage. Good done. I imagine in some universe, Enders 3-beat there and cut the round. The universe not too far. It gets a counter hit on the blocked Kate. Ooh, that was tricky. I think Noah could have rung out there.
Yeah, potentially. Enders also has to worry about this guard trouble too.
That's what fighting Nina dictates. Ooh, no punish on the 6A. Once again, Enders is aggressively making this comeback, but Noah closes it out. 2 bars and a yellow guard gauge. Noah going with the guard break. Alright, not quite the ring out. Leading into a setup.
Is he gonna go off the wall? Oh, he ends up getting caught!
Oh my gosh, and he gets a combo for this. How unfortunate.
Oh, so many tight side steps there.
A lot of chip damage.
Enders has a lot of work to do. We've seen him come back time and time and time again. This is definitely the hardest one to come back from, but okay. Noah gets the first game from Grand Finals on the loser side in world record pace. Still has 2 games just to even come close to resetting this, though.
He's got a very large, sizable life lead to work with. Almost has the round closed out. Just needs to get that little poke necessary, but he just keeps eating the Soki. No, whoa. Oh, no. That was the most unfortunate. They saw B with. Good on Noah.
Oh no! That was just to be a 3B, and I feel like he just got hopped.
Oh, now he's hopping on Oki and taking more damage.
Perhaps Enders J has truly become Sleepy J. I guess I'll change it to Sleepy J if we get to the Grand Finals bracket reset.
Oh my lord.
Oh man,
I think
that's gonna be a ring out
now.
too, yeah.
I think it's just Sleepy J now.
Jeez. Did Enders win a round the first game?
Ah, it was close.
I think this is 5.
I mean, Noah's up 5 rounds to like Enders 2.
Oh wow, he sidestepped towards the ring edge. I don't know so much about that. Lots of bar. This can still go anybody's way.
No, Noah just
Yeah, Noah making this as odd as possible.
recognizing Enders' stubbornness of not wanting to guard his feet and making good use of that. No counter hit. Ooh,
Oh man, K-Slide had to try and deal with a full crouch 1K, and once again, Noah getting world record pace and trying to reset this bracket. Enders just immediately going into rematch. The fact of the matter is, it is getting late, and I'm sure Enders is just not interested in like spending too much time thinking about this set. Counter hit the 3B, gets a lot of guard damage. Oh wow, punish 4-4B with that? Crazy. Gets the wall on top
There
of
we
it
go.
too.
Noah finally getting the 6A lethal hit. Alright, locker shove into the reset.
I thought it was going to be a mash. Not so much. Oh boy, and that's going to be the first round. Noah was all kinds of on top of this. This is again kind of what I expected. Noah was going to win the first set convincingly, and then in the second set, when Enders has had a lot of time to adapt, and or now has time to try and like figure out what needs to be done and take the match more seriously, we could see a much closer tune to the set once the Grand Finals reset happens. Nice. Yeah, you can definitely tell that Enders is trying to slow this down a lot more. He was initially playing it pretty scrappy, but now he's actually getting like IGDR punishes, and that tends to be like how he's trying to come up with this. Gets a back grab again. Okay, I appreciate the fact that he decided to take the bet. The 3B at the end there wasn't going to be enough, but obviously if he was wrong about the IGDR, he just straight up loses the round where he could have won. So I appreciate the fact that he had the confidence to go for the game-ending combo, despite the fact that an executional barrier could have stole the round from him.
Ooh, back throw.
Going through a lot more grabs. This is something that I feel like he only kind of tested on when they met against each other in winners. Okay.
Let's go. That was sick.
What a bait. Yes.
Got him.
Yeah.
Calculated.
Yeah, some of these IGDRs from long range have definitely changed the tune in the past 2 rounds. If Noah doesn't get this game, to be completely honest, I don't know about how successful he's going to be in resetting, much less winning. Because I really feel like the person coming from losers needs to really come out with a show and reset the bracket really quickly. Okay.
Let's go.
It's almost 11.
Do it again.
Huh.
Do it again.
Alright, 2-1. Noah did not have the kind of comeback speed that he did in the first 2 games, but really seems like those IGDRs from full screen as punishes to things like 4-4B were a pretty big deal.
Alright, matches slowed to a crawl.
Oh no!
Oh!
He had the Ari safe move. Imagine a world where Cervantes has an Ari unsafe attack.
I couldn't imagine it.
Is that IGDR again?
Both players whittling each other down with pokes. Ooh, this is going to be... Oh, no relaunch. Good wait, this is death. That's another thing to worry about, too, is Mina's, like, throw lethal hit. Does so much damage. Like a good 90 damage.
Yeah, I assume that's the reason why Enders was hesitant in using it before, right?
Yep. This is a scary thing to deal with.
And that's just like one of the trappings of like a long set, especially a short set followed by a long set later on in the night, is the fact that the meta kind of changes back and forth. So where we used to not see the lethal hit at all, we might see it in the inevitable reset much more often. Catches the sidestep with 2A plus B, catches the duck with the 2A plus B. One of them makes a lot more sense than the other.
Nice. I appreciate spending the bar right here. Time to begin.
Sure, it could force Enders to do the same thing. Okay. Oh, you just got a lethal hit. I don't know what it is, though.
No, I'm pretty sure it is... I'm pretty sure it's 1A hold,
Okay.
which is the lethal hit for landing break attacks.
Yeah, sure. Alright, he could potentially force Noah to spend their other bar. Yeah. Oh my god! K2? Nope. It's too far. Oh man, off the wall K. Shades of airworthy impact. That was a huge deal. Noah spent both bars and didn't get the round. Jeez. Anders J bringing this back. Once again, making a pretty large comeback.
Ooh, he's going to get his gunshots loaded.
Not going to use it, I assume. Yeah.
Save
He's going to want to try and use it on a 3B plus KCE to end up the set, isn't he?
Oh, he gets...
I feel it in my bones. But of course, if he ends up doing that, Noah probably is going to be able to see that coming, except he won't because it's going to be a whip punish instead.
Alright, life death is achieved, and the locker shop's going to close it.
Alright, Enders bringing it to 2-2. Every single time we've seen Enders J, at one point or another, he has been down, but not out, and he ends up bringing it all the way back.
Welcome to the stage of history.
Alright, we're finally getting a stage change to the Astaroth stage once again. Is there a stage we haven't seen tonight? I think the Shrine of Uranus is probably one.
Have we seen the Meadow stage? I don't think so.
We've seen the nighttime Meadow stage, not the daytime one. Actually, we might have seen the day one. I don't know. Those random stages.
The one on the hillside. I can't remember a time we saw.
Oh, the hillside one. Yeah, we haven't seen that one. That or the shrine. Oh, this is it.
That's around.
Goodbye.
Tough stuff. Post GI.
Either option was just going to kill him.
There are too many characters in this game that have a post GI like that, and it frustrates me that every character has like basically a 50-50 for like a ring out from far away.
I agree.
But what are you gonna do?
It's not a fun situation to be in, but
fantastic whip punish.
To, like,
seems like
adds
this
very explosive factor to this game.
It seems like this set is all about the not post GI, whip punish scenarios, because it really seems like Ender started making this comeback in this set off of the IGDRs from like basically full screen. Oh man, full crouch 1K after the 3-3B. Yeah, you can see immediately Ender sets up the situation again and backs up just to see if Noah was going to take a bet like that again.
Alright, relatively even rounds at this point. First blood.
Yeah, basically in everything. I don't even think there's like much guard damage on Ender's part.
And Noah popping the meter early. And Ender's mitigating his good use of it. No, screws up on the hell sweep. Ooh. Good amount of damage.
Yeah, good amount of damage, but he does have the meter range. He could potentially try to bring this back with a soul attack of some sort. Decides to go off the wall, slowing it way down. That's that 2A. Oh no, Sengi punish. Oh, was that it?
He wouldn't have killed.
No,
yeah, especially if he techs. If he techs there, you can't tech there in that situation. Just have to lay on the ground.
So that was a pretty big deal. He didn't really get to use his meter advantage there. So now he's going to have to make this comeback real fast. Nice jump kick, Julius. Wow, okay. Noah being as slippery as Slippy can be.
Ooh, gets hit by the second hit.
And he's not finding an opportunity to spend any meter, but now he finally does.
No punish on Novo. That could have been it.
He's just too scared because of the 3VB. Okay. The bracket has officially been reset. Now, the problem is that winning a whole other set on something like this seems pretty scary. I think at this point, Enders has stopped Noah's momentum to an extent where this could be quite tough.
These next two games are definitely going to give us a read on, oh, this reset's going to go.
Yeah, they're going close in, like they're playing like the tight knit match again, as opposed to like the far away range that the set started at.
Noah is winning this game. Just trading blow for blow with each opponent. Both just desperately trying to get something significant, and Noah finally getting a significant throw into Oki to close out the round.
Oh, catches the auto GI with a K2. Nothing? Oh, man. I doubt Enders even imagine the idea that Noah would with something like 2-2B from so far away.
This is a bad
Ooh,
situation.
nice punish. You can really tell that they've played against each other quite a lot.
Yeah, that was the best punish you could have gotten off of the 3B. And this is going to lead to a wall splat. Alright, what's the conversion? Guard damage. Ooh, okay. Yes.
Yeah, just gets this punish and backs off. Yeah, these IGDRs, 6-6B hold, 4-4B, being able to whip punish these kinds of things is pretty scary for me. Typically you're able to throw those moves out, which basically no recourse.
And Ender's proving that he can most certainly deal with those moves.
Ooh, no punish there, too far away.
The card gauge is in red. This could be a deciding factor. Whether
Yeah,
Noah
I think it's
can,
going to come down to how this meter is used.
Yep, no one will remember from last time.
Oh, that's it. No, it's not. Now it is.
Alright.
If at first you don't succeed, right?
There you go.
Yeah, once again, I really feel like what has made a difference in this game and in the just last previous game is the meter usage. That Noah was able to use his bar first and able to get a lot of momentum off of it to the point where Ender's never got the opportunity to use his. I think that really sold it last game, and probably was going to sell this game too.
Curious what he's looking for. He's finally within critical edge range.
I would imagine he doesn't want to spend any, but if you do that, you're going to provide a lot of opportunities for Noah to get more guard gauge / just continue on with the same guard gauge. Oh, is he dead?
Yeah, that should be the run.
Gee whiz. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Anders is playing it too reserved. Yeah, I think maybe Anders needs to like pick up the pace again. I don't know.
How about training at Sandojan?
Got a little bit too scared of the guard crush potentially.
The thing that really killed him last round was just like Novo stepping on his timing and getting like the proper vertical whiff punish. Oh, this is just Novo's round to take.
Noah's really bringing this back. Gee whiz. Noah's such a tough cookie, and it honestly seems like he gets even harder to deal with the longer a set goes. It's a very scary talent to have.
Ooh, there we go. Gets the gunshot reset. Into more gunshots. This will build up his lethal hit condition to deal more damage.
Yeah, no GIs around here.
Ooh, this should be the round. Unless he gets the IGDR. No!
Oh boy, okay.
Okay, American reset.
Seems like every
Sorry,
time we have a
calculated.
cringe moment, we end up getting the round anyway.
That was just the American reset.
Does have the gunshot lethal hit now. Yeah. NJ very much not shy for like making sure that Noah was aware that the gunshot lethal hit is inevitable. Oh, you could have had it there! What happened?
Maybe probably wasn't quite confident on the camera angle.
Yeah, maybe not. Is that in time?
Ooh.
That it is. I think.
Not quite
I
dead.
think that's not dead.
No, not quite that.
Ooh, awfully close. B2? 2K, sort of the same thing, but not necessarily the same timing. Man, Noah. Really bringing this back. He had, like... I honestly thought once Enders was starting to bring the initial set, like, back into his favor, that it was kind of over. Because, again, typically those kinds of players, they need that full momentum to get the bracket reset just to have a chance. But the fact that Noah got the cushion of the first two games blisteringly quick, and then was able to take the next two games to adapt to what Enders was doing is really, really huge. Oh, okay. This means he gets a free RE, assuming he actually gets out of here. He does get out of here. That means that
Oh
Noah can now spend
no,
a
he
bar.
tried to counter the vertical. Ender's not being a slouch though.
Oh,
Making it
the
really
force
hard
impact.
for Novo to get these rounds.
Okay, but 2 bars and a yellow guard gauge on Enders. Like, boy, you need to come up with some clutch stuff right now.
Hey, the first blood goes to Enders.
Oh, right, he still has the gunshot lethal hit. I totally forgot.
Ooh, almost got health blood.
Definitely some nerve-wracking stuff. A little
Nope.
bit of spaghetti from both players. Oh, jump B. I don't know what that was supposed to be. It definitely wasn't that, though. Oh, 2-2B ends up whipping the gravitational force of the grab. Grab himself. Did the cancel work? It did!
Oh my gosh.
And now he doesn't have a bar, but he gets the airworthy! Oh my
keep it up.
god. He just wants to end this right now. Enders wants to end this before he can get
Ooh,
away
he's
and start doing
too
soul charge
impatient.
stuff. A
Yes,
K-slide
that'll do
A!
Yes. Way to close
It
the
didn't
round.
even jump over a 2K or anything. Gee whiz, that was so intense.
This is a
Oh,
set.
man.
Let me tell you. This is a set.
Yeah, that was crazy. See, we're not looking at optimal punishes at the
Good wait.
moment. I feel like it's too late for that sort of thing. 2-2 AA. Wow.
I like it.
Did he just ring
Okay.
out? Yeah, he did. Boy, this is turning out to be... this game, that round, was especially weird.
That was not the ring out round. I was expecting him to go, but hey. It was just really awkward too. He just like lazily just like gave him the nudge out of the ring. Just hey.
Oh, fantastic sidestep, but it really seems like potentially the time of the day and the sheer length of this set is starting to get to the players. The whip punishes, the block punishes, they're not at 100% anymore, and there's a little bit more wacky tobacco kind of stuff going on.
A bit more hesitation on both players' ends.
So they've both been
whether they
burned
can
so heavily by
approach
each other
that.
at this point. Oh boy. If at first you don't succeed, and Anders is going to take that round, gets a lot of gunshots on top of things. The Fab beaming into his 60 speed. Really trying to hit the dagger home. Okay.
Ooh, finally gets the lethal
Oh,
hit.
boo! That wasn't even on Noah. What happened? I guess because it was like side/back turn, it ended up flubbing?
That sucks.
Yeah. No, that's not gonna work. Oh, you just died!
Yep,
He
he
has
did.
become dead. No, he hasn't.
No
Except
way!
it was a tech
It was
trap?
a bait! The
He gets the
American reset,
lethal hit.
It was just a bait again!
This
Oh my
set.
gosh!
This set is insane.
Oh.
None of that made any sense. Remember when we were thinking that the takeaway from that round was gonna be, wow, Noah got cheated for a 4-4K lethal hit not working? Now nobody remembers that. It seems so long ago.
I love this game, I swear.
God, that was so weird. 3B's not gonna work. We're gonna go 6K as a punish, though.
A whole lot of mixing.
Noah ends up getting that round, bringing it to 2-1. Noah now on tournament point. Exclamation point match Reno. Support the
Exclamation
players
point
for this
match
ridiculous
Reno.
set.
This is a very fantastic show
What are we
being
at,
displayed
110?
right now. A wacky caliber.
Yeah, we're
You
at
don't get
110
everything.
right now. Yeah, it's gonna be safe. Everybody playing super hesitant now. I can't tell if that was actually a whip punish or if Enders ducked afterwards. Nice duck.
Good chunk of damage. Will we go for the Yoki?
Damage.
Oh,
Nice
for
for
the
the
Yoki.
reset. Nice. Oh
Ooh.
no!
Sorry,
Didn't believe.
Didn't
Was not
believe.
convicted in his presumption punish. Yeah, you ain't getting no 2B block punish right now. Okay. Oh, fantastic.
Ooh, fantastic.
And they're still staying, like, you know, with such a level of defense here. Both of these players, despite all the wackiness.
It just throws him out of the auto GI. Why not?
Enders
One
is
good
really
poke
gonna take
away,
this to the
even
very
gets the
last
counter.
game of the very last set.
He even gets the counter hit.
He decides to spend the bar immediately. This is going to allow Nowo to build more meter as time goes on. Triple 6A. Alright, mixing up lows and highs.
Alright, at least he got some damage out of the exchange.
Well, it's also just the fact that now he can build meter again, and he probably got some good guard damage too. Nice side step. I don't know. Yeah, not in time. I can't tell if these are intentional, like, CE whiff baits, you know what I mean? Like, where they're just, like, doing something that recovers too quickly. I honestly can't tell. Oh boy, he just ducked for a million years. Oh my god, it's gonna
Alright,
come down
this
to the
is the
very last
reset.
hit. Oh, and Noah gets it. He
no,
beats
we got
the
beaten.
roll.
Battle 4. Fight.
Ah, doesn't get the whiff punish. He only needs so few more.
This round is so scrappy right now. Both in each other's face.
Did you just get
Sorry.
the gunshot lethal hit? I missed it.
No, he didn't.
Okay. Ooh, man, he still had to block that 2A plus V. Oh, they're both like, man,
That's
Enders
a
is
scrappy
so
round.
adamant about trying to
That's
get in right now. No, just so adamant about trying to keep him out. 3K. And that is not what he
Scrappy.
wanted.
Oh, that was not a punish.
The soul charge to get out of there. Run up grab, but not timed
really
appropriately.
wants
Soul
more
charge
around, but he's
versus
gonna
soul
have to
charge
end
now.
Ooh, tricky.
Just
Oh my
running away, just
lord.
running away from it. Stand kick, not so much. The wall rising beat isn't
What
gonna
is
work,
this
and we're
show?
gonna come down to the
Aye.
very last game.
Aye. Look at that. Crazy.
Okay. No idea who's gonna come up with this now. It is so back and forth. Some of the wackiness is crazy. Some of, like, the sheer level of hesitation, aggression, defense, conviction,
But
confliction.
mostly the wackiness. There's a wacky glue levels of Calibur going on right now.
Wow.
I love it.
Enders wants to get this. Man, that's gotta be like the third time he did like a command grab on break. No, that's not it. That's not
So
it. That's
close.
not it. That's not
So
it.
close, but he's out of dangerous position. Good roll. Alright, Andrew's keeping up the pressure.
Enders is being so aggressive
Good
right
job.
now.
Alright, one more poke. We'll do it.
2 rounds away for Enders from finishing this out. Oh, fantastic
There we go.
whip punish on the first part of a string. Gee whiz. Oh man, if that was a back grab, that was basically the round as being over.
Ooh, good duck. Here's the lethal hit. There's a lot of damage.
Ew,
Oh, he
okay.
dropped the combo.
No, 6A. Oh, Noel's kind of falling apart. Gets a tracking while rising B, though. What? Why did he, like, maneuver himself over there? That didn't make any sense to me, but he ends up getting the round.
Sorry, a bit of staggering, a bit of awkwardness, a bit of wackiness going on. Gets in the round. 1-1. These players are neck and neck.
Alright. Once again, some of the things that Noah was able to do to get us to this last round, or the last game, was that Noah was able to use Soul Charge and use Meter much quicker than Enders and much more effective than him, so perhaps this is what he's trying to do here.
Alright, now it's Ender's turn to play.
Gets
And his
another
mix-up game is
fantastic
involving
lethal
the
hit.
throws.
Alright, just
This
goes
is
for the
lethal
easy
hit
one.
going to play.
That makes sense. Makes sense. I like it. Okay. Noah gets down to the very last round. Tournament point. I think it's the second tournament point.
And I think that's like the hard part too, is like a lot of Cervantes' mix-up game is throws.
Yeah.
And Mina just happens to have like one of the best means of dealing with throws in the entire game.
It's gotta be like the third or fourth time that we've ended up seeing that.
Oh, gets plus 16 setup.
Okay.
Ooh!
Man,
hard
that
strike.
was a very tight set. I expected nothing more than, what we ended up seeing. But, good set all around. Boy, oh boy, that was fantastic. Congrats to Noah.
What a finish.
Yeah, that was
3-2 and
insane.
3-2.
A critical finish.
It was like down to the wire on both sets.
Beardly with the additional $10 contribution, so it looks like we're going to be ending at $120.95. Thanks very much to everybody. A special shout-outs to Kirk for helping us out, especially helping out Novo.
Kirk and Beardley, thank you so much. And to everyone who contributed the Match Arena codes as well, thank you as well. And to all the viewers who tuned in. Tonight was definitely a very fun night for Calibur.
Yeah, that was crazy. That last set was so back and forth. I could have definitely said that it was one way or another. Like, there were different parts of it where I was like, oh, this is definitely on Nowo, this is definitely for Enders.
Yeah, man. Whew. Alright, well, given all the shenanigans that went on tonight, I think 11-17 is actually a pretty good for one of these tournaments. Also, this wasn't a small one. We had 21 people in the bracket. So, thanks for coming out, everybody, and special thanks to JJJ for hosting us tonight.
Yeah, sorry the
thanks,
stream ended up being a little bit scuffed, but considering the fact that
that's
the
fine.
stream started about 15 minutes after the stream was supposed to start, I think it went out pretty well. In case anybody is new here, I just do like regular NYCalibur streams, but typically speaking, the NYCalibur stuff happens on NYC Furby's Twitch, which if you're not following it, I don't have it right now, but somebody can get it for you.
Yeah, make sure to follow Sinbad with 2 B's Everybody out there who isn't already, you should be.
Also, keep an eye out for his War of the Rose event. Sorry to interject. Go on.
Yep. Very true. Very true.
Yeah, I don't want to announce any of the players that I have lined up so far, just because until I have an actual date for when it's going to happen, I'm not even really thinking about it until like post NEC, because I think that takes precedence, and then hopefully I will find some point where we'll be able to do that before the end of the year.
So quick shout out then, NEC happening December 9th through 12th. Is that right? Through I guess through 11th.
That sounds right.
Yeah. And NYCalibur 6 will be there with a $1,000 pot bonus provided by Team Deus. So make sure to sign up and head to Philly for the weekend.
And
Head
for
to
you
Jersey.
SoulCalibur 5 fans,
Phil
SoulCalibur
Jersey.
5 fans,
Yeah,
they're
Phil
all
Jersey.
SoulCalibur
The
5.
suburb.
Across the bridge.
Yeah. It's not exactly like, you know, not Philly, but it's technically not Philly, but it's only technically. And thanks, Stellar, for showing up and doing the commentary here with us. Really appreciate that too.
Pleasure to be of help.
And yeah, everybody out there in chat, thanks for coming. And I think that's it for us. We can all rest, long-awaited rest now that we've done the big Saturday NYCalibur tournament. Hooray. I don't know if there will be one in December, to be perfectly honest with you, given all the... we got NEC, there's going to be an offline.
Is the one, really.
NEC is going to be big, obviously, and that's going to, you know, take my, you know, attention to go there and compete and be, you know, social. And then I have a whole bunch of other work crap, and then I would just love to take a vacation. You know? So I'm not exactly sure if we're going to do one in December, but definitely if you're in New York, make sure to visit Next Level for NYC Tekken's event on the 5th. Yeah. No, not the 5th. I really do want to find this because those have been really good. The 4th. That's the number. Sunday, December 4th at Next Level Arcade is going to be NYC Tekken's monthly, where Helst has been very kind to host SoulCalibur 6 before Tekken the past couple of months, so I'm pretty happy with that. It's gone really well. And if you're in New York, please do come out for that. And then NEC the next weekend after that in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. And after that, happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everyone.
All right. We're signing off.
Signing off here. Thanks to everybody who showed up. And I will see you guys next time, where my special guest will be another person.
Another person?
All right.
Who's that?
I'm ending the stream.
Who is that, and do they play Nightmare? I need to know.